This sports broadcast is sponsored by your locally owned Telstra store, Quadrant and Kings Meadows.
Welcome to Windsor Park in Launceston. A big clash in the TSL this afternoon. It's the home team Launceston up against Lauderdale. It's first versus third. Lauderdale well on top of the TSL ladder. Launceston a great win last week at KG5, and they want to entrench a spot in that top three. It's one of the best games for the season, I reckon. It's going to be a really close one, and hope you're going to enjoy it today on City Park Radio and also on the TSL live stream. Let's introduce the team this afternoon. First of all, Matthew McGee.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dave, and good afternoon to all of our listeners and viewers on the TSL live stream. Yes, Dave, a very big clash, isn't it? First versus third, and both of the times they played each other this year, Launceston have been right in the clash, and Lauderdale just got over the top late. So I was speaking to Mitch Thorpe before the game. He's quietly confident today that they've got the side to cause a bit of an upset here at Windsor Park.
Michael Walker, welcome.
Thanks, David. Great to be back, and good afternoon to all the listeners, and like Macca said, the viewers by the live stream, and looking forward to a good game of footy.
We'll just quickly get down now. Chris Sayer, who's on the boundary there. He's actually on the ground at the moment. G'day, Chris.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the action. The ground is quite soft and spongy down here. They're going to be wanting to wear stops. It's not muddy, but it's still quite slippery. I reckon you'll see a bit of slipping and sliding today. It's a lovely 14 degrees. Slight breeze to the southern end, the city end. Maybe 2 or 3 goals. So it'll be interesting to see who wins the toss. They haven't tossed yet, but I anticipate a Palfreman will be a big in for the Blues today.
Certainly will. And Mackie, you got something yet?
Oh, yeah, no, they have had the toss just behind your back there. It was Chris. Lauderdale won the toss, and they're going to kick to the city end. Okay. With a slight breeze down that way.
Yeah, that's the one with the breeze. So they're kicking with the wind, and it's going to be a big game.
Cheers, Chris. We're here for you during the day.
Okay.
Chris Sayer there. Let's have a look at the two teams. We'll start with Launceston. There's no changes there to the team. And boys, what do you make of the Launceston team at full strength at the moment?
Yeah, look, they've got their side back, haven't they? They've got those defensive tools now in Van der Velde and Alec Wright as well, Maxie. And Fletcher Seymour, what a year he's had up in Launceston his first season. One of the equal leaders in the Player of the Year. And, of course, the massive in the last 3 games is Dylan Riley. Has come right through, hasn't he? Kicked, how many goals has he got now, Maxie? Quite a few. He's kicked... I'll get back to you there. He's kicked 11 in 3 games. 11 in 3 games, Dylan Riley.
It's a good effort to come back at this level and kick those goals, Macca, and they need another 3 or 4 from him today as well, they'd be hoping. And, really, really good addition at this time of the year for Launceston, to give them a bit more strength and experience and a bit more leadership on the field, which they've built up a good group there now.
Well, I think we'll move on to the Lauderdale team, but
some changes.
In having some chats before, I think with the outs, and you mentioned the outs, of course, Josh McGuinness out with concussion. Nick Dodge hasn't come up, so there was a talk that he was going to come back from his ACL from the VFL, but Nick Dodge hasn't come up, and also Jacob Gilby out. One of the key things is their defensive post. I think Ryan Wiggins will probably play on Mitch Thorpe today, Max. Normally it's Alex Hill, but he played in the D-League. So Ryan Wiggins to tape Thorpe, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with McGuinness as well. I think they're a little bit worried about Dylan Riley down back. So have a look for McGuinness to maybe play down back on Dylan Riley.
Just the ins there, boys. Coming to the side are William Francis, Raymond Hill and Tom Ratcliffe. The ins there. And of course, Gilby's been used a bit down back. He's been a bit versatile this year.
He's kicked 15 goals for the year, and we saw him up here earlier on in the year and kicked a few. But yeah, play down back. Of course, the former Gold Coast Sun draftee. So he's a bit of experience out of the Lauderdale side today.
Maxie, the Lauderdale midfield are really strong, aren't they? When you look at the likes there of Walsh, Franklin, McManus, etc.
They are, Dave, and a lot of them have had a lot of good senior footy behind them now. They've got the body strength as well, and certainly got the skills, and I guess it reflects their ladder position as well.
About one of your old Stormers, Maxie, the old Western Storm, Ruckman in Hayden Smith. He's joint leader of the Player of the Year award. Just the improvement in Big Haddles. Is it just pure fitness, or is it confidence? What is the big fella up to?
I reckon it's probably a bit of both. Had a thumbs up to him as I was driving in today. Haven't had a chat to him, but he looks a lot fitter than he was 3 or 4 years ago, and I guess comes down to commitment as well. When a team's playing well, everyone else gets up and about a bit more. And
he's always been competitive, hasn't he? Like even when he probably wasn't as fit as he should have been, he would always give you a competitive edge around the ground. But he's dominating the ruck this year. And what a plus it is for Lauderdale to be able to play Sam Siggins on ball as a that tall on baller rather than playing as a key defence or key forward post.
Yeah, it's certainly a big plus for them, and they'll be looking at those couple of guys plus others to get the ball out of the middle for them today.
There was talk in the Mercury today, boys, about a tag on Joby Harper. I see Bryce Walsh has gone to him initially.
Yeah, look, just keep an eye on that one. I think Darren Winter would be targeting someone, and it might be Joby Harper. Alex Heavey out here on the wing against Polframan. That's an excellent matchup as well. Two really good runners. So look, I'm really looking forward to this game. It's going to be really close.
Your locally owned Telstra stores is our sponsor, now incorporating Brisbane Street Mall, Quadrant Mall and Kingsmeadow stores. Here's Matthew McGee to kick us off here.
So both teams have got all the big guns in the middle. Lead them up against Smith. Ball comes down. There's that man Siggins. Gets the first handball to Smith. Bristow could have been pushed in the back. Umpire says play on. Comes out Fletcher Seymour, the Clarence recruit. As we mentioned, he's been a real leader amongst this team. Really hard nut on ball as Fletcher Seymour for the Launceston Blues. So secondary ball up now in the middle of the ground. Smith and big Leadham. Here's Seymour again, another clearance, tries to get the hands free and does. Leadham inside 50. Here's the strength of Thorpe. Robbing back in was the Lauderdale defender. Lauderdale now take it away. Raglioni's right there on his opponent. Following it up is Bristow, hands and knees. Ball's in front of the Launceston change rooms, and it's going to be a ball up. So a little bit of breeze, Max. Do you expect a little drop behind the play for Launceston, or just go one-on-one at the moment?
Well, I'd like to see them go one-on-one, Macca. We've seen Launceston try and drop numbers back before, and I think it's to their detriment.
Free kick off the ball against Fletcher Seymour. And in fact, it might have been Bristow against him. It's going to go to Sam Siggins. So he's a good size, isn't he, to play on ball is Sam Siggins. Straight down the wing here on the highway side of the ground. Taking a good mark there for Lauderdale was Ethan Wish-Wilson. So Wish-Wilson with the first clear mark of the day, right on centre wing in front of the interchange boxes. Goes inside the forward 50. Dropping the mark there for Launceston was Jack Tuthill. Launceston defending manfully. Kicked off the ground there by McGuinness. Over the top, could be first goal of the game. I think it is. First goal of the game. Sam Burge. For the recruit this year, Sam Burge kicks the goal. It's the first to Lauderdale. Kicking with a slight breeze down towards the city end. And Sam Burge off the ground after a good kick in forward and a clever tap on by Ben McGuinness. And Sam Burge kicks the first for Lauderdale.
Good mark on the wing there, Maxie, from Ethan Wish-Wilson. Really started that move.
Yeah, it was Dave. He used his body really well against Vanderbilt then, and thought he might have tried to move it a bit quicker after he took the mark, but he obviously knew what he was doing and got the result that Lauderdale were after. A really good start.
So, sorry, Foz.
Sam Burge was very much a Bryce Walsh lookalike.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to call Bryce Walsh, and I probably knew it wasn't him, but didn't pick up who it was. So Sam Burge, the Canberrian.
Franklin from the middle, long kick inside 50. Lonnie defence under pressure once again. Knocked away by Vanderveld from it. Wish-Wilson out of bounds. Of course, Ethan Wish-Wilson spent a long time out of the game with injury. He's only forced his way back in the team in the last few weeks. Great story for him. So ball on the far side of Windsor Park. 1 goal straight, Lauderdale. Launceston won the curtain raiser here today. A very tight finish. We'll get to that score in a moment. Boundary throwing. And it's not a great one by the boundary umpire. Not an easy day with this blustery wind. Blowing it very much from the north, favouring the town into the ground. Take 2 for the boundary throw in. It's Smith up against Leadham, as it will be most of the day, you'd think. Favours Leadham's front position, although Smith might have got the tap out. On the ground, working hard there is Karen Ewer. Turns down the left foot. Kick slews off the side of the boot, out of bounds on the full. Relieving free kick for Launceston. And Jake Smith, who's having a pretty good season. Probably almost his best in the TSL, you'd think. Represented Tasmania under 25s.
Edward Trupp's got the matchup on Dylan Riley, and as predicted, Wiggins has the matchup on Thorpe.
He predicted that one nicely as Bristow kicks off the ground just inside the boundary line. It's out of bounds. Sam Burge asking there for deliberate. Umpire says throw it in.
Of course, we've seen Wiggins Max kick a lot of goals for Lauderdale, but being able to use him as a defender today in the absence of McGuinness, they can throw him forward if they need to later in the game.
Yep, they've certainly got a few options out there today, Macca.
A lot of versatile players like that, players that can play forward or back.
Yeah, look, there's no doubt that their list profile, just the experience and the depth, is pretty strong at Lauderdale.
They're attacking 50 now for Lauderdale. A little handball from Seymour. It's Casey Brown who gets tackled over the boundary line. Another player having a good season is Casey Brown. So boundary throw in. Almost an identical position. No inside 50s yet groups for Launceston, I don't think. No. Just the 2 for Lauderdale so far. We've got David Grube on stats today. Collected to say that in the pre-game. Never reliable is Nathan Franklin. Gets a push in the back. They're holding the ball.
Holding the footy.
So free kick to Fletcher Seymour. Little sideways kick now to Bristow. He had something like 14 clearances last week. Kicks down a great one. Nice mark by Hayden Smith. Near relieve the pressure for Lauderdale Lily.
Big Haydos, the former Stormer, as we mentioned pre-game. Squares the ball up. Finds Baker. Baker over to Walsh, to Siggins. Has a little dance in the middle of the ground as big Sammy Siggins. Looks to square the ball up, but can't do so, and it's taken by Polframan on outer wing. So Brody Polframan, right on the defensive side of the centre square. Good link up there through the half-backs. Nick Baker, Max, one of the ones through that under-18 side, has played a couple of games this year as Nick Baker. I think his time there's finished now, and he's going to commit to Lauderdale for the rest of the season.
Don't know, Macca, but probably makes sense to do that, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I think they've rolled a couple of the 19-year-olds up and said, you've had a pretty good crack and go back to TSL now and finish the season. So Baker will be looking to cement his spot across half-back for the Lauderdale side. Ball's thrown in on outer wing. Not going too far at the moment. Lots of tackles early on. There's a good one through Jack Denellen. Another ball up on centre wing. You've just joined us and you've just tuned in. It's Lauderdale, 1 goal straight, kicking with a breeze down towards the city end. 5-6 minutes gone. Launceston yet to score and really yet to get the ball inside 50. Ball comes up, good contest here. Casey Brown gets it at ground level, gives it over the top there to his Launceston teammate in Toby Lucas. Thorpe, Harper, the experience. Here's Brandon Taylor on the deck and taps it out in front of him. Is Brendan Taylor, and it goes out in front of the Launceston interchange box.
Slippery deck today, Macca. JB Harper just slipped the crucial moment there.
Yeah, look, I walked across the ground with not too much service. Well, it is soft. We've had, it's obviously middle of winter, but geez, I tell you what, Windsor Park's a lot better than you'd remember, Max, in your days.
Which weren't that many days ago.
Ah, no, a couple of years ago, Max.
Absolutely.
Here's Toby Lucas, gets McManus. Fletcher Seymour started the game well again. Here's Dylan Riley. So Riley, 3 games, 11 goals. He's got Holt on. Right on the top of the 50 is Holt. This is Grant Holt. Left foot. Looks for his coach in Thorpe. Sets himself. Anderton does well. Gets himself back in front. Here's Seymour. Thorpe on the snap. Harper's going to contest with Walsh. Harper goes up and falls down over the top. Fell on his shoulders. He's okay though. He's up. Vanderbilt, what a punch. The big Dutchman. A flying Dutchman as we call him here on City Park. 103.7. Here's Tyrrell, left foot, looks up. Thorpe gets his spot, and Wiggins. That's going to be a battle all day. Who goes down and gets the collect? It's nearly a try, state of origin style. That was James Gillow, and it's now finally gone across the line on the far side, and it's through for a behind. Some really good matchups here, Max, in the TSL footy at its best.
As it's a kick in now. And Lauderdale will lead the pressure here through Wiggins, playing in the sleeves. Usually the tattooed one is Ryan Wiggins. He goes wide. Nice long kick with the breeze. Goes over back to Casey Brown, prominent early. Slips over. Handball. Coughs it up to Franklin. He coughs it up and turned out to Bristow. Right on the boundary line. This way, that away. Kicks around the corner. Doesn't get a lot of distance. Front position Seymour. Might have been infringed and was. So Fletcher Seymour will take the free kick. Couple kicks out from goal.
Plenty of touches early, Seymour, Max.
Yeah, he'd have 4 or 5 already, I reckon, Macca. He's started the game really well.
Now to Bristow. He's back after a bit of a shoulder injury or collarbone injury. Kicks now inside 50 here, looking for lead him up against 2. Got his hands to it. Falls front and square. Back there towards Miller Hodge. Can't take it. Baker, quick hands to McManus. Kicks down the wing. Vanderbilt in a contest with Rich Wilson. Tough contest. Vanderbilt takes it. Tackled from behind. Releases. Ray Hill was a tackler. Now Brendan Taylor kicks towards half forward. Nice use of the body there by Blackberry, bit of experience against Anderton. Keeps it low up here towards Riley. Has it out there now in Thorpe, right on the boundary line, left foot. Centres the ball towards Harper and Bryce Walsh. What a good battle this is going to be. Walsh gets there first. Kick, can't quite get it off the ground. He has support from McManus.
Tripped.
And McManus was tripped.
No doubt, Max. Joby Harper's trying to take Bryce Walsh forward at every opportunity. Just try and use that extra foot of height he's got. Another great matchup. You mentioned Dave Anderton on Blackberry. So Anderton played a lot of underage Devils footy. And he's got a big job on Jay Blackberry. Of course, when we came here the last time Lauderdale and Launceston met, it was his first game back from the ACL. He's just been getting better every week as Jay Blackberry, the former state player. Here's Hayden Smith over the top to the runner in Peavy. Peavy has Saunders on his outside, ignores him. Goes back here now, Lauderdale through Matthew Elliott. Boy from Smithton, what an inclusion he's been. Saunders, left foot. Vanderveld sets himself. As over the top, he can't quite get it. Goes left, goes right. Lauderdale play there and Wish Wilson. Inside 50, Lauderdale, but it's not going to go far. It's repelled by the Launceston defender. Saunders, over the top, Bell Chambers. First time we've called him today. They are slipping a lot, Foz. Spinning the wheels. Here's Smith sitting behind the bar. Big fella sells some candy and finds Saunders inside 50. So, the big Smith, there's the agility on the big fella, Maxwell.
There's a very good bit of lollipop there that he sold to him.
Saunders kicks long with the breeze. I think he's got it. It's Saunders. There's the second one for Lauderdale, and they're away. 2 goals, 12 Lauderdale. Lead Launceston 1 behind, and that was all just set up with the positioning of Smith. I've noticed too, he's happy to sit behind to play that kick, whereas Leadham's trying to go forward at every opportunity. So it's obviously something that Launceston are trying to do with all their on-ballers, trying to push. But when you're going against the breeze, it can quickly turn over and go the other way. That was a beautiful kick, just got on the breeze, straight over the goal umpire's head on the replay there, and it's a goal to Alex Saunders.
I've seen that a few times this year, Alex Saunders off the left. It was a beautiful kick from distance.
Yeah, very good. I was impressed with him in that state game. Yep. He's just electric and exciting, is Alex Saunders.
Former TAC Cup player, I think, with the Gippsland boys. Might get that score from the Devils in a minute, Macca, if you got it.
Will do.
As Bryce Welch kicks sideways. Cross half back. Chance here for Williams. He collects the ball now. Kicks around the corner here looking for Bell Chambers. Up against Bristow. Experienced duo there. Bristow falls over. Gets up again. Gets the handball away. Here they go again. Back to Bristow. Kick towards half forward. Close to the boundary line. Might be too far. And it's out of bounds on the full. For a leading free kick to Mitchell Anderton. Who feels like he's played for Lauderdale for ages now, but he's only a young man. He debuted around 16 years of age. Kicks up towards the wing. Nice mark again by Smith. Started the game very well. It's big Hayden Smith. Right in front of the interchange area for Lauderdale. Invited now to play on by the umpire. Kicks in towards Siggins. Goes over the back. Clears McGuinness. And that's out of bounds. We can actually say McGuinness today, Macca. There's only one playing.
There's only one.
Score?
Speaking of one of the other McGuinnesses, yeah, the score for the Tassie Devils, unfortunately, they went down by 51 points to Gippsland Power. 14-10-94, Gippsland Power defeated the Tassie Devils 6-7-43. Leading possession getters were Ryan Mansell with 16-2 behinds. He kicked, and Matt McGuinness was 15 disposals and 1 goal 1. And in the AFL, it's the Richmond Tigers, Max tells me proudly, 4-4-28, leading the Port Power 2-4-16.
Leadham, free kick from the ruck contest. He kicks it to the far side, punched away from Riley by Trupp. Score here for our radio listeners, it's 2 goals straight, 12 Lauderdale. Launceston 1 behind 1 point and playing around 12 and a half minutes.
Yeah, and we should mention to our people on the live stream that we do also simulcast this on our radio. So we might talk a little bit more than what we'd normally do if we're watching it just on the stream, because we do need to paint the picture for all our radio listeners as well. Across Launceston here and through the online stream. Boundary throw in, far centre wing. Karanaya, tricky handball over the top. Comes back here though through Tyrrell on the left foot. Scrubby kick. Taylor gives to Lucas. He's set upon is the helmeted one in Lucas. They're away now through Pulfreman. Hits up Mitch Thorpe. Forward line is open. Dunellen goes back. Alec right there as well. It's Dunellen with the sit if it sits for him. It's just going to go over his head on McManus. Dunellen, McManus, and it's gone out of bounds. Right forward pocket as Dunellen paid for the free kick, but didn't receive it. And Robbie McManus, Dunellen might be playing a defensive role in McManus, Max, because we've seen McManus here last time. He was electric, wasn't he?
He was very good on the rebound, and Dunellen is playing
defensive role.
Yep.
So ball in. McManus is going to get this one. First to go. Oh, he's beset upon by that man, Dunellen. Just blindsided was the umpire. We're giving the benefit of the doubt there. Kick back inside. Franklin couldn't take it. Thorpe. Little tricky one underground. Riley looks to give the handball and does. Oh, good work. Launceston. Excellent work. And it's James Gillow bobbing up for a goal. Through good hands. Through Riley. Gave it off. And James Gillow kicks Launceston's first. And they're now 1-1-7. Lauderdale 2 goals straight. 12 exciting start to the game. Plenty of movement up and down in these wintry conditions.
And James Gillo's the sort of small forward who just gets himself in the right position, which he was there for the little handball from just from Dylan Riley, and hitting the ball hard, running straight at it, and he's very serviceable without being a superstar, isn't he, young James Gillo?
I think
from the factory.
I think from the St Patrick's College factory, that's right. There's no doubt Launceston are just trying to push Lauderdale forward at every opportunity. Whether they think that maybe Lauderdale don't work too hard in that direction, it's definitely a ploy at the moment, because at every opportunity they're going forwards.
In the middle, it's Leader, wins a tap out straight there to Nat Franklin. Turns left, turns right, now kicks long, up here looking for Karanua. In the back position there is Miller Hodge. It's a good battle as well. Great one-on-one contest all over the field. Karanua, front positions, kicked off the ground here towards Elliott. But there is Casey Brown. He releases a little kick and it goes out of bounds. 2 kicks out from Lauderdale's goal.
Yeah, Launceston evened things back up inside 50, 6-4 when it was probably 6-0 at one stage. So Launceston, and the hit-outs there, Foz, Launceston dominating there 9-5. So good start, lead them in the ruck against Smith.
A great battle. 2 of the best ruckmen in the league. They nullify each other, although the umpires picked out a free kick. It's going to go to Hayden Smith. So Hayden Smith,
He could nearly kick that from there.
he's got the breeze behind him. So they've got the breeze in the first quarter, have Lauderdale. Kicks long, into the pocket, might drift out on the full. Oh, it's a nice mark. Taken over there on the far side, and I think that's Ray Hill. Wait for the number 19 to become visible. But I think that might be Ray Hill there on the boundary.
Yeah, it's a good grab in the pack. It's as far away from us as we can get.
Yep,
So
number
there
19.
it is. Yeah, you done well, Foz. Number 19, one of the emergencies coming in, Ray Hill.
Of course, Alex Hill played in the reserves. They've got a bit of depth there. The reserves went down by a couple of goals today. Here's Ray Hill with the green boots on the boundary line for goal. Always missing near side, one behind. So that's 2-1-13 now. Lauderdale, Launceston at 1-1-7.
Yeah, Foz, the D-League score was Launceston getting over the top, 13-7-85, defeating Lauderdale 12-4-76.
Short kick from Jake Smith is a beautiful kick. Measured it lovely to Ryan Tyrrell, who's had a bit of it early. Unsung hero on that back line.
Oh.
But not a great kick on this occasion. Here's Seymour. Chance now for Burge. To Siggins. Kicks off a step. Jake Smith should get there first and takes a mark on his chest. Plays on immediately. Little low kick to Miller Hodge. Has to take a slips catch. He does so. Back to Smith. Gets away from the tackle from Heavey. His kick's not a bad one to Fletcher Seymour. So they worked that out well there, the Blues in the end. From half back. Low kicks into the breeze. Now Fletcher Seymour weighs up his options. Goes short here and taken again by Ryan Tyrrell. Tyrrell switches into the middle. Has to be accurate with his kick out is. Taken by Jacob Boyd. Plays on immediately now towards Harper, who's met hard by Walsh. Touch late. Umpire says it's okay. Harper now. He's got an option out wide. The glasses up to this one. That's Casey Brown. Gets around Anderton. Gets within 50. Brown keeps it low. Marked by Thorpe. Right adjacent to the goal square. Mitch Thorpe. It's a beautiful low kick. A punching kick by Brown into the breeze. It got great distance. And Thorpe just got the right side of it. Now he goes to the left foot and kicks a goal. It's Mitch Thorpe. And the Blues draw level here at Windsor Park. And a great encounter here. First versus third. And Mitch Thorpe's first goal for the day. 2-1-13 apiece.
Yeah, first for the day and 30th for the season. Geez, he's been a stalwart, hasn't he? TSL footy since coming back from the AFL. He's been in a few clubs, but he just continues. He looks super fit, Max, doesn't he, Mitch Thorpe?
He does. The reason he marked that was just his body use then. Like, he just kept leaning back into his opponent. We're watching it on the replay now. Lean back, and then just put the Dukes up. 2 grabs, but was never going to miss it.
Yeah, looking good to see Casey Brown using what he does well too, and that's his speed and his agility. And Mitch Thorpe was always going to play on left foot goal.
First goal to North Hobart, 1-1-7 league rookie, 2 behind 2 points. Here's Macca.
It's going to be a free kick off the ball to Lauderdale, and that's going to go to Phil Bellchambers. Has Siggins running, he wants to use him, does now. This is going to go long inside. He's got no one in front of him with that 6-6-6 rule. It goes to the top of the square. It could bounce through. One, twice, there's a goal. Sam Siggins from the centre square. It was a free kick. He had all the 50 to look at because there was a big corridor. He went over the top of his forwards, and that's gone all of 70-odd metres, Max.
Great kick, and like you say, the advantage of the 6-6 and 6 set up there. Yeah, look, it didn't bounce till probably 15 metres.
Yeah, well, top
outside
of the square, and he kicked it from 15 in. So, great goal, Sam Siggins.
Really quick reply there for the Lauderdale boys.
He just spotted up that all his forwards were pushing up the ground, and the goal square was free. Launceston really needed that soccer goalkeeper type setup down there to save that one, but well done to Big Siggo. Kick off the ground now. So Lauderdale, they've got 3 goals on the board to Launceston's 2. Well done, Fletcher Seymour's been in everything. Here's Leadham, inside 50. Thorpe sets himself against, going to be 1 on 3. McManus does well and takes his front spot. Could have been paid the free kick. Bottom of the pack, Gillow for his second. He could be another goal of the day. Oh, misses near side, does James Gillow. So Gillow, we mentioned, keeps continuing to pop himself up in these games. A couple of goals a game. And that one just missed near side. And Lauderdale are going to take the kick out through Trupp.
Edward Trupp, new recruit this year. Been around the country a little bit as Walsh now gets a nice little handball weight at the veteran Alex Stevie. Stevie goes and kicks it beautifully here towards McGuinness, who takes the mark on the wing. Nice pass, which Wilson drops a mark he probably should have taken. Tackled on the float by Vanderveld. Now a turnover. It's with Holt. Holt's kick's not a great one. He slipped a bit as he kicked it. On the follow-up though is that's Harper, I think. He's got the kick sideways. Out towards Blackberry. And it's out of bounds, far side. So an even contest. Lauderdale do have the breeze. They lead by a goal. First goal to North Hobart. Down at North Hobart Oval. We'll get a score from UCAS Stadium hopefully as well. Macca, AFL.
Gold Coast have kicked the first couple. They're 2 goals straight, 12 to Carlton 1-1. And Richmond 34 lead Port Adelaide 16.
Ball up on the far side of Windsor Park. So the weather's fairly kind at the moment. No rain. We had some rain earlier in the day during the under-18 game. But it's now cleared. It's taken by Siggins, who launches a big torpedo inside 50. That's gone about 70 metres. It drifts out of bounds on the bounce. Throw in right near the right behind post.
So Lauderdale, Launceston haven't put anyone back. Do you think second quarter Darren Winter will push someone back next?
Well, he might, but it's really encouraging to see them prepared to allow their forwards to have a bit of a contest without too much congestion as well. When you've got a bit of a breeze, use it, and that's what Lauderdale are doing by kicking it long in there.
Shallow throw in, falls short, and now the players descend upon the ball. Umpire looking for any free kicks, can't see one, so it'll be another ball up. Deep in the attack for Lauderdale, so we're playing nearly 22 minutes.
Oh, Ben McGuinness just go Jake Smith at kiss, I think.
There you go, friendly
A
stuff
little
here.
replay of that later on, or he just went up and gave him a little peck on the cheek.
Aiden Smith gets a little kick off the ground here from McGuinness, goes towards the goals. Oh, Saunders almost kicked it off the ground. Luck's a fortune for Launceston as they somehow work it out. Karen was there, gets around. Henry Karen has kicked the goal from about 10 out. So the Launceston defence a little bit ragged there on their clearance of the ball. And Henry Karen gets his first, and Lauderdale are back out by a couple of goals. 11 points, 4-1-25 to 2-2-14.
Yeah, look, it was a scrappy kick out. I think that was by Casey Brown. Just got to clear the ball better there, Launceston. And Karen Iyer bounced on it and kicked the goal, Max.
He did, and a bit of a poor disposal there by Vanderveld as well. Like panicked a little bit. Wasn't the direct result, but it started that bit of a flurry there for the panic setting in.
So 4-1 Lauderdale 25, lead Launceston 2-2-14, 23 minutes gone first quarter. Lauderdale do have the breeze, so now they're making the most of it. He's in the middle of the ground, Lauderdale there through Phil Bellchambers. Working hard midfield, they've got a super midfield to Lauderdale. And there's another one, Bryce Walsh, putting the strong tackle on in the centre of the square, and the umpire says, I'm going to ball it up. So Walsh is on Harper. Kept him pretty quiet at this stage as Bryce Walsh. Smith and Leadham. Leadham leaves it. Smith leaves it and Leadham gets it. Here's Thorpe crunching in. Blackberry, bottom of the deck. Good tackle. Hurt player there, Mitch Anderton. Keep an eye on that one, Max, as he gets up a little bit. In fact, he's not up yet. It's Mitch Anderton. He's holding his midriff in that strong marking contest.
Stood his ground really well there with Mitch Thorpe coming at him at 1,000,000 miles an hour and just limping off now. I think he might have a bit of a corky out of that one.
Might get Chris to have a look at that one in a moment.
Bryce Walsh, centre clearance. Defensive clearance. Gives it to Heavey. Underground kick, but finds his teammate there in Ray Hill. And this is the strength of the wind, but this one only goes as far as Jake Smith. So Jake Smith, halfback, great season. Tassie underage player and played for the under-23 side earlier in the year. Did Jake Smith. Looks up and can't find Leadham as the ball goes out of bounds in centre wing.
Probably like to see him use the ball a bit quicker there. He just held it up, a couple of seconds too long from when he took the mark. Get back off the mark and then assess your options then. But just a little bit slow to size things up there, Jake Smith.
Let's go check some TSL scores. I'll take over. It's boundary throw in far side. Leadham front position. Gets it down though as far as Bell Chambers. Little release handball to Ratcliffe. Now back to Siggins, who goes short and finds Bryce Walsh. He gets a bit of a shove. It's okay, says the umpire.
Across the river, Dave, North Launceston kicked the first two against Clarence. North Hobart have done the same thing against Glenorchy. And, of course, here it's Lauderdale, 4-1-25 lead, Launceston 2-2-14.
Leading out and marking strongly there is Ray Hill. The shot on goal earlier. A nice mark as he kicks now down the line. Close to the boundary line, Saunders front position. It'll spill over, no, it stays in play. There's Seymour. Release it to Tuthill. Funny old kick, but it'll work out all right now towards Taylor. Taylor the middle of the ground. It's a beautiful outlet kick. If Donnellan takes it, he taps it in front of him. He's got it now as Jack Donnellan. He's going to go longer here looking for Dylan Riley up against Trupp. Has Riley got the pace? He takes it now, or he takes it, he tries to take it, but Trupp does it better, reads it well. And he clears it, but only as far as Jay Blackberry.
Yeah, good match-up, Trupp on Riley. I can see that Trupp's got the pace to go with Riley. Blackberry now looks up for Harper, pushes forward every opportunity. Takes this one about 55 out for Launceston's goal. Kicking into a breeze, Lauderdale set the zone, not much space there at all. Thorpe's got about 1 on 7. He's going to go there still though. Thorpe at his toes, can't quite get it. Wiggins, geez, it wasn't far from piercing the Lauderdale clearance there. And Tyrrell, he butters up for Launceston and goes short, finds Polframan. So Polframan,
being quiet
on the far wing. He hasn't had a good a season this year, a few injuries. He was excellent last year as an on-baller most of the time, playing a lot more outside this year, Max, and probably inside midfielder. Here's a good mark for Lauderdale there in through Sam Burge. Finds McGuinness. Yeah, good mark from the youngster McGuinness. Umpire's blown a whistle.
Is it going to be 50? What's happening back here?
Something's happening back. The unofficiating umpire called something there.
Looks like a kick to Jake Smith, so it must have been being held. We'll have to see the replay on that one.
Must have something off the ball that happened elsewhere.
I'm pointing over towards the interchange, but I don't know what was going on there.
Maybe there was an interchange mistake.
No, that'll be. Yeah, don't know. Anyway, they're away, Launceston, and it's marked on half forward to Casey Brown. Another piercing kick in. Here's Brendan Taylor. Goes up by hands to Riley. Gives a 1-2, tries to. Gillow, chopped off there by Lauderdale, and kicking out of defensive 50 was Wiggins.
It's near the boundary line, Anderton takes it. He's met him a heavy tackle there, right in front of the Blues faithful.
He's back on.
And is that Anderton? Yep, got a message from Chris Taylor. He got a blow to the groin in that last contest, and he's back on after recovering.
You probably wish he wasn't back on after that.
So that was a strong tackle there.
Strong. I don't know if it was high, it was strong.
Yeah, it's far away from us here.
Yeah, no, I just saw it on the replay. There wasn't much in it. Maybe just his right hand slipped up, but yeah, it was a strong tackle. Setting the scene is Seymour in this first quarter.
Goes short to Bell Chambers. Margins 11 points. Lauderdale with the breeze. Close to quarter time. Almost intercept mark there from Hodge. Polframan does well in the follow-up. Has a bit of time. Kick towards attacking 50 here towards Harper. Taken by Walsh. Still handball in close quarters. They've done it well out now to Elliott. Elliott back to Walsh. Has a bit of time on that left foot. Steadies himself. Kicks towards half forward. Bush Wilson and Vandervelde. Been a great battle. Back in now is Hodge. He hasn't got a lot of support. He has to try and pick it up against Rich Wilson, who lays a tackle. Good football all around there.
It was good by Miller Hodge. He made the ground up, coming from a few metres behind.
And he sensed he had no option, so he just stood and waited for the tackle.
Yeah, held it up.
So Matt Elliott's interesting playmaker coming from the Circular Head Giants.
Yeah, my word. He's
doing pretty well.
He's been good. What's he kicked this year? He's kicked 13 goals for the year.
Alex Heavey might have got a push in the back or held without it, says the umpire. He's pushing the back, that's close to 50. Be careful there, Brady Polframan. Alex Heavey, I know we've told this story before, but he's one of the survivors of the first Lauderdale team in the TSL. Leans back in the kick. Burge takes the mark. He's already kicked one. He's about 45 out. Lovely delivery there from Alex Heavey.
Yeah, just had Ben Kelly on the mark there, and he just positioned his body well. It was a beautiful kick, Alex Heavey. Yeah, you're right, Foz. I remember Alex Heavey way back from when he played Tassie Mariners many years ago, and geez, he was a terrific runner, Heavey. He used to get the tagging roles and just run all day with the best midfielder from the opposition.
Sam Burge should get the distance okay with this breeze. Gets round on the right a little bit. Hooks the kick back towards the goals. Might have hung out right too long. It has one behind. So it's 4-2-26 to 2-2-14. And 29 minutes have gone, and that's quarter time here at Windsor Park. I'll just repeat that score. 4-2-26 Lauderdale, Launceston 2-2-14. So a pretty even first quarter, you'd have to say, even though it's a 2-goal margin. Lauderdale had the breeze. Launceston had some good patches. And Mackie got the goal kickers for us.
Yeah, goal kickers for Lauderdale, all singles. It was Saunders, Karanaya, Burge, and a terrific goal from 70 out, Sam Siggins. And for Launceston, one to Gillow and one to Mitch Thorpe.
Okay, we'll just take a short break here from the TSL live stream and also on City Park Radio. Back after these messages.
Launceston
was Jack Tuthill. Launceston defending manfully. Kicked off the ground there by McGuinness. Over the top, could be first goal of the game. I think it is first goal of the game.
Sam Burge.
Sam Burge. For the recruit this year, Sam Burge kicks the goal. Here's Smith sitting behind the bar. Big fella sells some candy and finds Saunders inside 50. So, the big
lollipop there that he sold to him.
Saunders kicks long with the breeze. I think he's got it. It's Saunders. There's the second one for Lauderdale, and they're away. 2 goals, 12 Lauderdale. Lead Launceston one behind, and that was a doubt there. Kick back inside. Franklin couldn't take it. Thorpe. Little tricky one underground. Riley looks to give the handball and does. Oh, good work. Launceston, excellent work, and it's James Gillow bobbing up for a goal through good hands. Through Riley, gave it off, and James Gillow kicks Launceston's first. And they're now 1-1-7 Lauderdale.
That's Casey Brown. Gets around Anderton. Gets within 50. Brown keeps it low. Marked by Thorpe. Right adjacent to the goal square. Mitch Thorpe into the breeze. He got great distance. And Thorpe just got the right side of it. Now he goes to the left foot and kicks a goal. It's Mitch Thorpe. And the Blues draw level here at Windsor Park. And a great encounter here. First versus third. And Mitch Thorpe's first goal.
This is going to go long inside. He's got no one in front of him with that 6-6-6 rule. It goes to the top of the square. It could bounce.
In the offing here, 2-4-16 North Hobart. Glenorchy 4 behind 4 points. Goal scorers there, Chris Ransom and Nathan McCulloch. And at UTAS Stadium, it's North Launceston 2-14 Clarence yet to score. That was only after 17 minutes. We haven't got an update there. Okay, for the boys, your thoughts on the first quarter? Pretty even quarter of footy.
Yeah, look, I think we have to take that win into consideration. I think Launceston would be, fairly happy. Of course, there were some 2 terrific goals. One from Saunders on the run and the snap, and also one inside the centre square from Siggins. But apart from those 2 quality goals, it was probably pretty even, Max.
Yeah, it was, Macca, and some interesting stats provided by Grooves here. The hit-outs, Launceston 15 to Lauderdale 10, so Hamish Leadham getting a lot of the ball and getting the guys' first use of it, which has been really surprising with the hit-outs in that situation. Walsh has done very well on Joby Harper today.
And Mackie, thanks to Darren Lovell and Damien Donnelly, the Launceston stats guys who are right next to us here. You've got a few individual stats.
Yeah, look, the couple of ones that stand out there. Fletcher Seymour, I thought, was excellent early. He's had 4 kicks, 6 handballs, and 4 clearances as Fletcher Seymour for 10 disposals. Tim Bristow has had 7, especially in the first 5 or 6 minutes. Joby Harper's had 5. Hamish Leadham, you mentioned, 6 kicks around the ground. Max, and also effective of 5 clearances. So he's had a couple himself, hasn't he? 5 clearances where he's either taken the ball out of the ruck and cleared it. Yep. So that's something for Lauderdale to look at. Jake Smith and Brendan Taylor with 6, and Ryan Tyrrell 6 off half back.
And Brendan Taylor's hit a bit of a purple patch the last couple of weeks as well, so he'll be looking to continue to build on those possessions he's had in the first quarter, because he had a fairly quiet first half of the season, in and out of the seniors a little bit, so he'd be really keen to cement his spot leading up into the finals.
Yeah, look, a very even game, and of course when you've got a breeze like this, if it's 3 or 4 goals or 2 to 3 goals, you never really know how things are going to look until half time when they've both had a chance to go for it. Be interesting to see what each side do with their matchups, especially if Lauderdale look to put one back defensive side of the ground just to null the influence of Mitch Thorpe and Dylan Riley.
Chris Sayer has been out to the Launceston huddle at quarter time. What do you got for us, Chris? Whoop, try that again. We've got a bit of interference there on the microphone, so let's see if we can get him a little bit closer. We'll try one more time. Here he is.
No good.
No good. Okay, so we'll have to look at the battery in that phone, maybe, Chris. It might be the problem there. We'll have a bit of a look. It is the problem. He's put the thumbs up, so we'll get that fixed for half time.
Just looking on the highlights here, Mitch Thorpe. Max, I've liked the fact he's looked to lead up a lot today as well and open up that forward line behind him. Of course, he got that goal there that he kicked from the goal square, but a couple of times he's led up and created the space behind.
Yep, and I think he plays his best footy when he's on the move. Like we did see him take a good strong mark in the goal square there, but I like him as a footballer when he's on the move a little bit.
There's the mammoth goal from Siggins inside the centre square. They got the free kick and Siggins was onto it and he took the ball and used that big breeze. Here's the disposal errors out of the back 50 from Launceston, set up the Karanaya goal. And yeah, look, Van der Velde and Brown. There was even another one there where Brendan Taylor was lucky right at the end there. So just maybe those kicks out of defensive 50 might be something Mitch Thorpe said at quarter time. Darren Winter has kept his players right into that huddle really close. Very strategic game. You can see Bryce Walsh doing a job on Joby Harper. Putting a lot of work into him off the ball as well. And Thorpe's going to start from the square. Gillo's popping up there, playing as a centre half forward. And geez, they've got a young back line, don't they, Launceston, Dave? He's got, even young Tyrrell, Boyd there. Miller Hodge is only 18, 19 himself. Van der Velde's not too old.
Only 20.
Tuthill. So what I know, Jake Smith would be the elder statesman. And he's probably, 24?
Yeah, he wouldn't be much more than 24.
Oh, well, he's not. He's under 23 because he played in that 23. So
exactly.
probably
Yeah.
22, 23, yes.
Yep.
This broadcast of City Park Radio brought to you by your locally owned Telstra stores, now incorporating a Brisbane Street Mall, Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadows stores.
Good to see Casey Brown coming up the ground, sort of role on the wing today, but we've sort of known him more as a defender in the last year or two, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, playing as a small defender on those small forwards, especially down there at Bell Reeve in those finals. I remember he did a terrific job down there. And Robert McManus has moved up onto a wing now, played off half back, and they definitely put a tag on him. And he's moved up in matchup. So two speedsters out here on the near wing for us. Mitch Annett looks okay. He's starting back in the back line on Jay Blackberry. So second quarter, TSL action. You're listening to City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5, or you're viewing this on the TSL live stream. The umpire's brought the ball up for this start of the second quarter. And it's going to be another ball up because Joby Harper gets up after he was tackled. So Joby Harper will field this one tonight. And Launceston have got their mid-winter ball tonight. It'll be a sore Joby Harper as he rocks in to hopefully celebrate a victory for him and the Launceston Blues. The bus goes past, and he's going to be a free kick. This one's going to go to Casey Brown on half-back. Taken high in the tackle there by Alex Saunders. Casey Brown looks into that centre square. It's a beautiful kick. Finds Bristow 1-2, bites of the cherry. He's got Miller Hodge running past, but he slipped over to Bristow. He now has to go wider, and that's another terrific kick, and finds Jake Smith. So Jake Smith looks in and can't go any further than the Lauderdale defender there. And I think that is Raglione. So Raglione, good sized defender. McGuinness flies on centre wing. Can't get it. Franklin, former Tassie Mariner captain, comes in, looks up, finds Saunders, half forward. He's beset upon as well. Straight up there by Boyd. Walsh fights in with his lookalike there in Burge. Geez, they look alike. They're same height, same stature. Same blonde locks. And it's going to be a ball up right back where it started. Just forward of centre of the Lauderdale end of the ground.
Joby Harper not letting him up there. And it's probably the first time that Walsh has beat Joby to the ball, so he's just letting him know that, I think.
Yeah, there's a bit happening. Definitely putting some work into each other. Really like Bryce Walsh is a terrific ball winner. This one goes down to Siggins, and he's beset upon by Bristow. So they've still got, what have they got? 5 forwards at the moment, Launceston. They've rolled an extra one up to the stoppage in Gillow. He's just going to sit off it there. And Lauderdale have got their 6 forwards in their forward line. Siggins, left foot, off the ground. Franklin fights hard for it. Coming up, Bristow. Geez, he's been good, Bristow, today. Gets it out and finds Boyd on outer wing. Boyd can't find Jimmy Gillow. Is that hit up forward? It's scrubby play at the moment. Falling back across half-back here is the big ruckman in Leadham.
Leadham takes the mark, goes sideways. And taking the mark over there, that's Tim Bristow. And a handball over the top now to Boyd. Boyd kicks along the line, finds a teammate there in Gillow. So Gillow wheels and goes straight away, kicks inside, taking 50 and finds Thorpe on the chest. Beautiful delivery there by James Gillow. And Mitch Thorpe is a bit slow to get up. He's okay. So couldn't work along the boundary line there. Number of players involved, Jacob Boyd. And those youngsters that Mac was talking about in the back line.
Bryce Walsh was trying to cut that lead off there. He knew where it was going, just couldn't get there because it was a terrific kick. And Mitch Thorpe's going to line up for his second. Kicked 7 goals in 2 games this year against Lauderdale has Mitch Thorpe. Normally matches up on Alex Hill, who was in the D-League today. So a different match-up, Ryan Wiggins.
So Thorpe, he kicked one about the 18-minute mark of the first quarter. And we've got the breeze this quarter. This is the start they'd love. Only a couple of minutes in to quarter number 2. Very slow, deliberate run up, Mitch Thorpe. Delivers for goal. Umpire moves slightly to the right. I think it's okay. It is. 2 goals to Thorpe, 3 goals to Launceston. They edge within now a goal of Lauderdale here at Windsor Park. 3-2-20, Lauderdale 4-2-26. And Max, that was great ball use by Launceston across the far side of the ground.
Yeah, it was, Dave. Really good mark by Gillow there, and an even better kick. And again, like we spoke at quarter time, that's what we want to see Mitch Thorpe doing. Hitting up, there was a bit of space in front of him, and the ball movement was too quick for the Lauderdale guy Walsh to get across to cut the lead off.
Now I'll see if Chris Sayers down there in the boundary line. No, he's not quite ready. Well, he's there. Let's get a word from him. Let's see if he's got the mic.
Yeah, on the hop there. Mitch Thorpe at quarter time said it's a good game. He actually looks like he's enjoying the game, whereas Dan Winter shows no emotion whatsoever. Mitch Thorpe says the weakness is in their back half, they think, so they want to try and exploit that. Whoever goes into their forward 50 looks like they're scoring, so they're really putting pressure on their backs.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Got that microphone going again. Fantastic. So we're underway now, up to half forward here for Lauderdale. There's Seymour, can't quite pick it up. He's got a race about to run here, I think. No.
People can't see what's off screen, Dave.
Oh, sorry.
Jeepers.
Sorry.
It's just what the people can't see, they can't see, Dave.
I won't reveal anything. I think you got a win in the soccer this morning, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, Launceston Lightning around the grounds. Yeah, Launceston Lightning 6-1 up. A little bit tardy this morning, the boys, after a couple of weeks holiday. A few boys been overseas, and I think they were a little bit jet-lagged, Maxwell. I had to give them a razz at half-time.
I did hear that the razz was given by the coach team before I got to the ground here.
Now to Taylor, little kick sideways. Taken, given off now to Karanua. Chips over towards Saunders, who marks inside 50. Well within range, you'd think, even into this breeze. So Alex Saunders, the boy who spent some time in the TAC Cup with Gippsland. He's going to have a shot for goal here, 45-degree angle.
I can't wait seeing this boy on a fast track down at Bellerive come September, Dave. I reckon he's going to
light it up.
Yeah, my word. As is his mate in partner in crime there, Karanaya, who gave him the ball.
Here's Saunders now. Oh, he slips as he kicks. He doesn't get the distance on it. Vanderbilt can't quite take the mark. Sam Burge in the follow-up. He gets tackled immediately. As Alex Saunders couldn't quite get the purchase on the kick. He just slipped as he was at the crucial moment as he was delivering the ball. Round the grounds very quickly. North Launceston 26, Clarence 8, and North Hobart 16, Glenorchy 6 behinds. Chance still for Lauderdale. Deep in attack. Little kick off the ground. It's a goal. I've got my eye on the player who kicked it. The umpires are conversing. It was Ethan Wish-Wilson. And they're having a bit of a conference here about whether it was touched or not.
Yeah, let's look at the replay.
Wish-Wilson,
I think it's gone underneath.
Looks like pretty clean to me.
I think Tuddle's claiming it, but I don't know if they're going to go up to the game review, but I think that's gone under his hand.
The umpire's given it a goal.
He's completely missed it.
So 5-2-32 Lauderdale. To Launceston 3-2-20. First goal for the day for Ethan Wish-Wilson.
They're the ones you've got to kick on days like today, Max, especially against that breeze, and that one just went straight underneath him.
It certainly did. Opportunist goal there, and probably should have done better there. The Launceston defenders by killing that ball somehow. It was in the goal square, and you shouldn't be able to kick a goal off the ground 10 metres out like that.
So back in the middle of Windsor Park, it's goal apiece in this second quarter. It's 4 goals to 2 at quarter time. It's now 5 goals to 3. Umpire looks around, satisfied everything's okay. Tosses the ball aloft. Leadham and Smith nullify each other. Kicked off the ground intelligently by Harper. First to the ball is Anderton. On the ground there is Denellen. But he can't pick it up. Now it's a ball up. About 60 out from Launceston's goal. Catching up at half-time with Tigers coach. Very successful Tigers coach this year, Trent Mohr.
Great win last week. Unexpected win against North Launceston. What an upset.
As now it's taken by Siggins. Little kick sideways. Here they go from defence now. Do Lauderdale. Up here though was taking the mark is Tuthill. The kick was there from Raglioni. Dashing out of defence. So Jack Tuthill, famous name at Launceston Footy Club. Right to play on. Gets around Saunders easily. Runs full measure. Half forward it's Anderton and Blackberry. Anderton does well. On the follow-up is Raglioni. In the contest there with Wright. Wright scoops it back into play. Anderton's there. Taken by Holt. Kicks it straight away towards Toby Lucas. He can't pick it up. Close to the boundary line. It's a ball up. Or sorry, boundary thrown about 20 metres around from the left behind post. So goals this quarter to Wish-Wilson and Thorpe.
Launceston just looked better when they moved the ball quickly, Dave.
Boundary throw in. It's wrestled there. Taken by Thorpe out of the contest. He puts his arm in the air, but it was a bit premature. Misses to the near side. I think he thought he got that one. He loves those snap goals as Mitch Thorpe, but he's off target on this occasion. 3-3-21 to 5-2-32. So kick out from Wiggins. Playing in the sleeves today. Takes his full measure from full back. Kick goes sideways a bit. Over the back. Nice mark by Holt. It's harder mark than it looked. Right at the back of the pack. He wheels around now. Kicks deep inside 50. It's going to fall straight in the arms though of the defence there.
Got to do better than that when he takes a good mark like that.
Raglioni taking the mark up against Alec Wright. It's a good battle today. Raglioni goes close to the boundary line. McManus front position. Forced out of bounds. Still on the boundary line. Quiet start to this second quarter. Playing about 9 minutes. Here's Matthew McGee.
Boundary throw in. Just forward of the square for Launceston Football Club, who trail at the moment by 11 points. They're kicking with a slight breeze down towards the city end. Oz?
Score from Bridge North. Big clash today in the NTFA. First versus second. It's 3-3-21 apiece at quarter time.
Down at Bridge North, the Parrots, and they're playing who? The Tigers?
Tigers. 1v2.
Longford Tigers.
Whoop.
This one's gone out of bounds on the full. And it's going to be a free kick to Fletcher Seymour. Prolific in the first quarter, Fletcher Seymour. Clearances. Kicks the ball in now, looking for Thorpe again. He's going to set himself. Putting the hand up was Edward Trupp. Well, this is a indiscriminate kick out through Wiggins. He's cleared the ball. It's gone outside the 50, but it's gone out of bounds and down the hill, and Seymour's going to take another kick. So that one's gone out of bounds. Seymour is going to be about 70 metres out from goal. He's got Thorpe trying to create space in front of him. He squared the ball up. Thorpe, Harper, Thorpe. 2 bites of the cherry. It was Harper, in fact. Couldn't get it. Ball comes down about 30 metres out. Oh, it could have been caught with the footy there. Was the Lauderdale player. Maxie says holding the footy. Umpire says no. He was lucky. And it's going to go out of bounds, left forward pocket in front of Nat Franklin.
It was young Ratcliffe there that tried to take on the tackler a little bit.
Yeah, right. It was very lucky. This one's just gone out of bounds, left forward pocket. So, boundary throw in. Launceston end of the ground. Thorpe in the ruck. Against Smith, former teammates. The Western Storm. Oh, it's a good tackle and a good follow-up from Thorpe, and that's holding the footy. That's holding the footy. Lauderdale, I think was it Hayden Smith that was beset upon?
Yeah.
Hayden Smith was beset upon there by Joby Harper, is it?
Yeah.
Joby Harper. So, good tackle, Joby Harper. Another former teammate, Max, a few of the Storm boys.
They did play together. Mitch didn't play with them. He started coaching them, but he went to the Nils.
Started coaching, righto.
Did the pre-season, and
Hillsy took over.
And the great Mitch Hills, premiership player.
That's
two times premiership player.
Glenorchy and South Launceston. Another premiership player here in Joby Harper. He starts it right, it comes back, and there's a goal. They deserve a goal, Joby Harper. Lauderdale put a lot of time into him today. But it was a good tackle. They've tried to push him forward, Launceston, whenever they can, and Joby Harper got the reward for effort. Good tackle and a good goal, Joby Harper.
4-3-27, Launceston, Lauderdale 5-2-32. It's cliche, Max, but it's a real arm wrestle at the moment.
Yeah, it is, Dave. And
is the tackle again?
Yep, really good, strong tackle.
He just had the handball there to go to Siggins, did Hayden Smith.
Took a little while to cock it and get rid of it. A bit like a lion taking its prey down then, wasn't it? Just waited till he's in the right spot and pounced on it.
Speaking of the Lion, saw the Lion King, the new one the other day, Max.
Oh, did you? The movie?
Yeah, the movie, the Lion King. All computer graphics, computer images, and amazing how they do it.
Back in the middle of Windsor Park.
Bit like our live stream.
That's it, amazing.
Lead him back to Bristow. So had a few clearances today. Kicks sideways though, taken by Anderton. Bit of pace. Popped a bit of a knock in the first quarter, has recovered. Up here towards Kerr-Newell, takes the mark in front of Tyrrell. No, he doesn't. Tyrrell on the follow-up. Over to Harper. Harper a kick to the running Hamish leader. He gets a bad bounce. So now it's a chance for Lauderdale on the rebound. Alex Heavey takes it near the centre circles. Up here towards half forward. Mark taken by Wish Wilson. Kicked the goal earlier. 2 kicks out from goal. Very crowded 50 awaits this kick. Leans back on it. Bit of a helicopter kick. And a lovely mark. There's a whistle on play. The mark anyway to Ben McGuinness. But let's see. A bit of a shepherding.
I think it's a kick to Saunders first,
Yep.
isn't it?
Kerr-Newell. Maybe it's Kerr-Newell who's going to get the kick. The mark anyway. So winning a Lauderdale ball either way. So Henry Kerr-Newell kicked a goal late in the first quarter. Chance of his second. And another valuable goal into the breeze for Lauderdale this would be. Here comes Kerr-Newell, the boy from the Northern Territory. Stutters as he comes in on the left foot. Umpire moves a bit and hits the post. Flush. Bad miss.
Bad miss.
5-3-33 Lauderdale. Launceston 4-3-27. There's Jake Smith now. Plays on from fullback as they all do these days. It's distance on the kick. Lauderdale gets the front position there in Baker. Will fend off there against the Nellen. Heavy tackling. Baker's in there. Shielding himself from the ball. He's tackled over the boundary line. Right in front of us here. So next goal will be important.
Yeah, really tight, isn't it? Goal Lauderdale's way. Launceston have been in both games against Lauderdale this year. They're about the same, similar scores Launceston's way in the round 7 clash. And in round 2 it was only 2 points at half time. So Launceston, with a young side, I'd say they're a lot stronger than what they were back then. And with the likes of Riley, who's been virtually unseen. Trump's been very good. Excellent mark to Thorpe. Over the top, looking for that man Riley. Good hands, Riley. Gives it to Alec Wright. In fact, it was too good a hands. It's called a throw against Dylan Riley. And as Alex Wright's kick was spilling off the side of the boot anyway. And he's done a pretty good job as Edward Trump. Good match up for speed. He's gone with him the whole time. And just looking at the replay here, it was pretty good hands. It's a bit hard for us to tell, but Riley, he's been pinned. So Trump, Harper, flies over the top. Down the front is Bryce Walsh, his opponent. Handballs to himself. Tries to look on it, gives it to Harper. Could have been taken high. Bryce Walsh barrels in. And another clash there between Walsh and Harper. What a clash that is. Two great players. Former Tassie Mariners back in their day. And Harper, geez, a good size for an on-baller, isn't he? He's former triathlete back in his junior days, and his just endurance is amazing for his size. As Fozzie gives him a little tap, Foz.
Inside 57-2 Launceston's way this quarter.
So dominating with that breeze. As the turnover goes to Siggins. Looks up for McGuinness. Could have been held by Jake Smith. Umpire says play on in front of Heavey. Ball goes out of bounds, and McGuinness pleased with the umpire and says, couldn't get my arm up because he had hold of it. So McGuinness, he's got the flowing locks. As he gives one to the youngster there, and Jack Tuttill on the way past. Boundary throw in, right in front of the commentary position. Smith wins this battle. Good hands to Elliott, back to Smith, the 1-2. He's looking in. It's Boyd who takes front position. Franklin, ground level. McManus pushes up from the wing. And it's well done defensively there. Launceston are going to hold it up 30 metres out directly in front of Lauderdale's goal. Foz.
Glenorchy now in front at North Hobart Oval, 3-8-26 to 2-6-18.
Okay, so it's pretty inaccurate. Glenorchy to start with. Smith taken right on the neck. Umpire says play on. Here's Elliott. 2 bites of the cherry. Couldn't get the hands across to Heavey. Coming through is Walsh hard. Gives it to Siggins. Here's Elliott on the snap. McGuinness is there. Van der Velde under pressure. Harper in everything at the moment. This one's going to go to Heavey. Jake Smith can't get the fist in and Heavey mark. That's about 4 times Launceston haven't been able to clear the ball, Max.
Yeah, they've really struggled when the ball's gone in deep, and they haven't had the time to dispose of it correctly. They just seem to be little shallow kicks, and I think it's about the second or third time they've coughed it up for a direct shot on goal.
And of course, Lauderdale seem to set up well, don't they? They press up. They've got their wingers here on the 45, and this time it's Heavey, and he's going to take the shot from goal. Got a kick from about 40 against a breeze. Look for this one to hold up a little bit. Heavey didn't quite get it. Never going to be on line. It floats through right side for a behind. So Lauderdale will move along now. 34, Launceston 27. 5-4, 34. Launceston 4-3, 27.
Bryce Walsh takes the mark on the far side.
Got up a little bit sore, Foz.
He now wheels around and kicks inside 50. To the hot spot. Smith's there. He might have scored his own teammate there in Tuddill. Falls to the front. Player tackled there with the sleeves. I think that's Elliott. It is.
Maxie back given the votes today. You could nearly give a vote to Walsh and Harper at this stage, playing on each other. It'll be one of those days where the 2 good players playing on each other and are good for both of their teams.
Jacob Boyd takes it. Just hacks it out of defence. Probably not a bad option as it turns out, because Blackberry knocks it over now to Thorpe. Thorpe has an outlet now on Riley. Trupp's in attendance. Which way will it bounce? Bounces pretty okay for Riley. He knocks it forward. We're now inside 50 for Launceston. Oh, that was a great tackle laid by Donnellan. That was magnificent on his opponent there in young, might have been young Ratcliffe. He's had his jumper torn off as well.
Maxie gives it a clap.
To rub salt into the wounds now. Thorpe, he goes sideways and the mark's taken. Get the glasses up on that one. That's Brody Palfreyman. But that was an outstanding tackle there by Jack Donnellan. He's a hard nut macker.
Oh, my word, my word. Look, he's had some injury concerns. Another former Mariner player back in the day. He had some knee injuries and bad broken leg, I think, at some stage. And but no, look, he's a hard nut. He's played some midfield, playing in that defensive forward role today. He's Jack Donnellan.
Brady Palfreyman. Didn't see him take too many set shots. He's going to be kicking from about 45 out, close to the boundary line, on the right-hand side of Windsor Park, kicking to the town end. Slow, deliberate approach. Wheels into his run up now. Palfreyman. Umpire works to the right. And I think it's all right. He has. Snuck inside the right goalpost. And that's goal to Launceston. And they're only 1 point down now here at Windsor Park. Goal to Brody Palfreyman. And really a great reward from that tackle from Jack Donnellan. And 1 point is the difference from Maxie Walker.
It didn't look like it was going to go through for a goal there for a moment.
A bit like Fozz's golf game, Max. You don't have to draw pictures.
No, okay, yeah, it was not going to go on the green, and then it did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not pretty, but got the job done. A bit like Fozzie's little 180 straighties as he hits.
That was great. We talk about Launceston getting out of their back line, but that time they did it very well. It started with a hat kick from Jacob Boyd.
Yep.
But chain of handballs.
But the hat kick's fine if you kick it to the right spots.
Yep.
You've just got to kick it out sort of on that 45 and don't kick it up in the air for one of their defensive players to mark it. So Launceston, they fight back with this breeze. Here's the Fletcher Seymour to Bristow show again, the clearance kings. Goes over the top here looking for Donnellan. He was part of that last goal with an excellent tackle. It was Donnellan that goes out of bounds right forward side. So Launceston, they're right back in this 5-3-33. Lauderdale 5-4-34. And the boys in the Punters Club are going to be happy. Fosbet responsible. Just got a winner at Flemington.
Work.
That's good for the lads. They'll be happy. How do we throw in? Lead them over the top. Riley. Geez, I like Trupp's game on Riley at the moment. He's a real good matchup. I usually find matchups hard to get for Riley, Max, but Trupp looks that wiry type. Play on advantage through Franklin. Over the top to Hill. Back to Franklin. Quick kick. Oh, he was unbalanced was McGuinness, but he was good enough to take the mark. McGuinness inside 50. Here's Big Smith. He goes forward. This is the giant. Elliott's there. Smith battles. with Vandervelde. McManus on the outside. Boyd barrels in, takes the big giant down, and it's going to be hurt Jacob Boyd underneath Hayden Smith there.
Got the full weight of
yeah, he did. So there's an interesting move, Max. The first time we've seen Hayden Smith push forward today. Probably should have taken the mark, the big fella.
He went deep before he's gone off the ball at the moment.
So Leadham takes the defensive hit out. Vandervelde's taken high, and that's going to be a free kick against William Smith to Vandervelde.
Guernsey change Macca. Tom Ratcliffe now is number 9 after that torn Guernsey.
Thank you. This Seymour, prolific ball winner, the former Tassie underage cricketer and Clarence player, Fletcher Seymour. Down the wing, Windsor. Oh, Trupp actually slipped and nearly give Riley a kick in the backside. It was all accidental. Another good tackle here. This is Burge. The set upon here is the Lauderdale forward, and that is Will Francis. The emergency's coming in for us.
So ball up. Tom McEntee takes control. We'll get some AFL from the second Macca if we can.
No worries.
See that. As the tap out goes to Kill Lee, tries to kick off the ground, taken by Anderton. He can't break the tackle, but he got the handball away now towards Siggins on the left foot. 1-on-1, Vandervelde and Smith. Smith's got it. He got a free kick anyway. He got front position, took the mark, got one over the shoulder. So Hayden Smith, it's a crucial move by Darren Winter to move him forward.
Yeah, there's the one. That's the one he should have taken before, Foz. And Vandervelde just got the hand in before, but not on this occasion. Maxwell.
He did, and 20 metres out, directly in front. You wouldn't think that you could miss from there, but we've seen stranger things happen to better players than Big Smith.
Richmond by 23 in the AFL, Foz, and Carlton are up by 26.
Hayden Smith approaches the man in the mark. Kicks for goal. No mistake there from big Hayden Smith. Kicks his first. Lauderdale 6. 6-4-40. Launceston at 5-3-33. And continues to be a close contest, as you expect from the respective ladder positions.
Yeah, and really entertaining game, isn't it? Lots of tackles, and the ground's soft, and a few players slipping over and things, but players are going in hard. That was wasn't a pretty kick from Siggers, but he took the left boot, and it was long enough and strong enough for big Hayden Smith to be in front and take the mark.
It was, and it's just one of those quick entries that allowed a one-on-one contest, and strength overruled Vandervelde then.
Taken out of the ruck by Hayden Smith now. We follow up. Gets the handball over now nicely to Siggins, who gets tackled. Not holding the ball. Taken by Taylor. Kicks half forward. Anderton playing a good game. Underruns at this time though. Denellen. Release handball to Fletcher Seymour. Kicks under pressure. Does well though. Finds Thorpe, who's probably in range with a breeze behind him. So Thorpe, he's kicked a couple of goals. One in the first, one in the second. And we're at nearly at 24-minute mark, so we're in the time on, so goals are like diamonds here in this last couple of minutes. All about momentum going into half-time. So Mitchell Thorpe
needs to kick it here. He didn't look back at all until he's got to the top of his mark, so very confident that he can kick this one.
Great kick from Seymour under pressure, has to be said. Hit Thorpe on the chest. Thorpe starts it out right, coming back nicely. It's his third goal. And Launceston draw within 1 point now of Lauderdale. 6-3-39, 6-4-40. And Mac, it's hard to pick the winner in this one at the moment.
Well, look,
it's neck and neck.
Look, it's it's been a really entertaining second quarter. I'm just looking at groups of stats here. Inside 50s, 9-6, Launceston's way. Lauderdale getting on top of the clearances, 12-6, but they're not doing a lot with them against that breeze. And it's goal for goal at the moment, with only a couple of minutes left here in the second quarter. And it's Lauderdale 6-4-40, Launceston 6-3-39.
Thanks to our sponsors at locally owned Telstra stores, now incorporating the Brisbane Street Mall store, as well as Quadrant and Kings Meadows.
32 goals for the season now to the champion goal kicker Mitchell Thorpe. Here's going to be another clearance here to Seymour. Bell Chambers has hardly been sighted on him. Riley, good hands, we've said that a couple of times today. Harper, inside 50, looks for right. Taken out of the contest, umpire says play on. And it's going to be picked up here. That one's high, or held without it. It's going to Lauderdale, in fact, and it's right over in the far pocket, and that's going to be Wiggins' free kick.
Talking matchups, Raglioni's done a great job on right, who's been up and about this year.
Yeah, he's kicked, what did he kick for the year? 16, second leading goal kicker for Launceston, the youngster. Now like right. Hayden Smith was the target. Here's Bryce Walsh, can't pick it up at his bootlaces. Fletcher Seymour, he's in there as well as Miller Hodge. Miller Hodge and Bryce Walsh, the last two to get up. In fact, I've done it again. That's Burge. So they look alike. Walsh is on one side of the pack, Burge on the other. Here's Walsh. He's given away the free kick this time. It's going to Joby Harper. Kiwis, they haven't been far from each other today, have they, Max?
No, they've wore each other like a glove.
Walsh and Harper. Harper inside 50. Oh, he comes out and he gets hit hard there. Does Bryce Walsh, and it's a half time. I thought there was going to be a free kick as Riley hit that pack hard. And Launceston and Lauderdale, and it's Lauderdale at half time by a point. 6-4-40 Lauderdale lead Launceston 6-3-39. So 4 goals that quarter the Blues and 2 goals Lauderdale against it.
Just before we go to the goal kicks, Macca, Fletcher Seymour limped off in that last minute of play.
Yeah, it was on that stoppage over on the far wing, so maybe a corky or an ankle or something, but geez, he's been good. I'm interested to see 10 at quarter time in Fletcher Seymour, probably a little bit quieter, but he'd be well over close to 20 possessions. Fletcher Seymour, and of course lots of clearances. A little bit of how you're going here at half time. The players separate now, the umpires do their job. And Mitchell Thorpe, I think, would be reasonably happy here at Windsor Park. They've been right in these games, as I mentioned, right in these games against Lauderdale all season. Lauderdale, they sit 12-1, but they're getting really challenged here by the third place Launceston. And the goal kickers, Foz?
Yep.
So the goal kickers in the first half for Launceston, it's 3 goals to Mitch Thorpe, 1 goal to Gillow, 1 to Harper and 1 to Polframan. And for Lauderdale, it's all singles. It's all singles, and it goes to Saunders, Siggins, Smith, Karanaya, Burge and Wish Wilson.
It's half time here at Windsor Park. It's a great contest. It's Lauderdale 6-4-40, Launceston 6-3-39. We'll have some messages here now from City Park Radio. When we come back, our special guest, Trent Bormiller from the Kingborough Tigers Footy Club, will join us. So Gillo wheels and goes straight away, kicks inside, taking 50 and finds Thorpe on the chest. Beautiful delivery there by James Gillo. Umpire moves slightly to the right. I think it's okay. It is. 2 goals to Thorpe, 3 goals to Launceston. They edge within now a goal of Lauderdale here at Windsor Park. 3-2-20, Lauderdale 4-2-26. And Max, that was great ball use by Lace. Taken, given off now to Karen Ewer. Chips over towards Saunders, who marks inside 50. Well within range, you'd think. Even into this breeze. And North Hobart 16, Glenorchy 6 behinds. Chance steal for Lauderdale. Deep in attack, little kick off the ground. It's a goal. I've got my eye on the player who kicked it. The umpires are conversing. It was Ethan Wish-Wilson. Wrestled there. Taken by Thorpe out of the contest. He puts his arm in the air, but it was a bit premature. Misses to the near side. I think he thought he'd got that one. Moves today. Takes his full measure from full back. Kick goes sideways a bit. Over the back. Nice mark by Holt. It's harder mark than it looked, right at the back.
Ball comes down about 30 metres out. Oh, it could have been caught with the footy there. Was the Lauderdale player. Maxie says holding the footy. Umpire says no. He was lucky. And it's going to go out of bounds, left forward pocket in front of Nat Franklin.
It was young Ratcliffe there that tried.
We got Smith, former teammates. The Western Storm. Oh, it's a good tackle and a good fight from Thorpe, and that's holding the footy. That's holding the footy, Lauderdale.
Premiership player.
That's
two times premiership player.
Glenorchy and South Launceston. Another premiership player here in Joby Harper. He starts it right, it comes back, and there's a goal. They deserve a goal, Joby Harper. Lauderdale put a lot of time into him today, but it was a good tackle. They've tried to push him forward, Launceston, whenever they can, and Joby Harper got the reward.
Awaits this kick. Leans back on it, bit of a helicopter kick, and a lovely mark. So there's a whistle on play. The mark anyway. Anyway, the boy from the Northern Territory stutters as he comes in on the left foot. Umpire moves a bit and hits the post.
Trump's been very good. Excellent mark to Thorpe. Over the top, looking for that man Riley. Good hands, Riley. Gives it to Alec Wright. In fact, it was too good a hands. It's called a... Possessions were contested, also with 4 tackles. So, really good first half. Timmy Bristow's had 13. Joby Harper's had 12. Interesting, Brendan Taylor, Maxie's mentioned him working hard. He's had 9 tackles. in amongst his 8 possessions. And also someone even like Miller Hodge. He's only touched the ball once, but he's had 6 defensive tackles max, which is hard work for the youngster Miller Hodge.
It is, yep.
Interesting that Launceston actually take the stat. They don't normally take the stats of the opposition, but they're keeping one person's stats. They're keeping Sam Siggins' stats.
Okay.
He's had 14 disposals, Sam Siggins, 13 kicks, 1 handball, and he's had 7 clearances himself. So he's obviously one they're targeting. Those 7 clearances are a bit of an issue.
Okay, around the grounds at Utah Stadium, it's North Launceston 6-6-42, leading Clarence 2-3-15. And at North Hobart Oval, it's Glenorchy 3-9-27, leading North Hobart 2-6-18. Time to introduce our special guest here on City Park Radio, and he's having a great season. I'm sure he's enjoying the day off, being at the footy. He's probably watching us here on the live stream, and it's a great welcome to City Park Radio and the TSL live stream to Trent Bormala. G'day, Trent.
G'day guys, how you going? Thanks for having me on today.
No problem. What are you doing with the day off?
Yeah, one to put the feet up, which is really good. So, the bye's come at a really good time for us, especially after a good win last week. We know we've got 5 games to go, so we've given the guys a pretty light week. We've still got together and done some training. But, feet up for the boys this weekend and then come in ready Monday night to attack this last 5 games and hopefully some more after that. The last part of the season.
Trent, what's been the catalyst this year to you making the finals for the first time? I know it's mathematically possible you might not, but let's say you are. What's been that change this year that's taken you that extra step?
I think probably it's probably taken a good year to really build some good habits into the guys, because state league footy, it's pretty tough. Like, you see a lot of guys come up from lower levels and not really stick with it, or there's that extra night of training. We ask a lot of the guys. So I think just that year of drumming those habits of the extra work that you've got to do to be a good competitive state league footballer as an individual, and then as a collective, what we have to do as a team as well. And that takes a little bit of a time with a new group and a different group. And I think they're really starting to get it now, and seeing it's important that we've got some wins this year to see some reward for that extra work. So I think it's just that we're tidying up those little habits and getting them all right, concentrating on Monday to Friday, and then and trying to make Saturday take care of itself then.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Trent. Matthew McGee here, City Park. One of the individuals you have brought into the team this year, of course, is Kieran Lovell coming back to the Tigers. On field, he's obviously been awesome, but how much off field has he been able to help you as a coach, obviously being over at Hawthorn with Clarko?
Yeah, Kieran's great, and one of the good things, obviously I get asked about Kieran a lot. He's just really fit into the group seamlessly. There is lifelong mates. He's come home to play with his friends, his close friends. He's grown up with them all, so he's just sort of really fit into the group. It's not, he hasn't come in with a big head or anything like that. And his input and help around the coaching group is great as well. He sees things that other people don't see, which is really good. That he concentrates on his game and his teammates first and foremost. And we'll definitely spend a fair bit of time this year picking his brain and seeing things that he's seen, because not only just at Hawthorn, he's played in a successful team at Box Hill at state league level as well. And
yes, of course.
Played under Chris Newman there, who's one of those up and coming coaches too. So I've probably more asked him about things that Box Hill did well, because that translates straight to what we're doing, because we're a state league club as well. So he's just been great, and obviously his performances they speak for themselves. But what he's done for the group in terms of just being there, being back with his mates has just been so good for the club. And he's fully invested in what we're doing, which is fantastic. And he's got another year, with us on his contract. And if things don't happen for him, at the end of the year, he'll be with us again next year. So it's nice and settled to know that he's about.
Trent, how important was last week's win for the club? It was, up against the odds. One of the premiership favourites travels south, and he calls the upset of the year.
Yeah, massively. We felt like, a lot of talk's been made this year that, we were putting pressure on ourselves to try and beat a team above us on the ladder, and, the reality is we haven't been able to do that thus far. We pushed Glenorchy a couple of weeks ago, and then we sort of dropped off a little bit against Lonnie the week after. They really taught us a lesson, and, we we weren't worried, but we thought, guys might be looking towards the bye, but we put a really good, strong plan in place. There's been plenty to learn against our 2 games against North Lonnie this year because, they've dominated us in both games that we've played, but we try to take the lessons from that and put it into our planning for the week and make the guys believe they could. And, it was just really pleasing for them as a playing group to see them go out, put the plan in place and get that reward for effort with a win as well. So, and that's sort of the things that we want to tick off this year as a footy club and a group. It took us to 5 wins for the year. The most the club's previously won in the TSL is 4. We'd never beaten North Launceston before, so we ticked that one off as well. So just, all those little things that the club hasn't achieved or haven't been so far is what we're really locked in and focusing on, those little improvements and getting that little 5% better. And, a win like that, you can't take something from it or build that back half of your season from it. We're probably doing something wrong.
Trent, give us some of your younger players that you think have taken a step up this year.
I think probably Elijah Ryan's been really good for us as a young guy coming into the TSL from having played SFL footy at Signet. So obviously he got rewarded with a state game this year in the under-25 rep team and played quite well. I think our group as a whole is quite young, so it's really good to see that improvement in a lot of them, but also to see guys like Jordan Lane playing Devils football, Zach Adams playing Devils football, Ollie Burrows-Cheng, Lockie Godomski, to have those numbers going through that program as well. And those guys have stepped up, and then in the back end of the year they'll flow back into our team as well. So it's been really pleasing to see those guys get their chance at state rep level. And someone like an Elijah who's played every week with us has been really good too.
And Trent, Michael Walker here, mate. Just a quick one from me. Still following on from David's question in relation to your younger guys. A lot spoken about the population growth in the area that your club's been set up in. What's your junior structure like, and your numbers coming through and so forth? Because so far the Tigers have pretty much survived and doing quite well on a local product. So what's the connection there, and how well are the clubs work together in that region?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We want to recruit our zone and become that club of choice within our zone for those people who want to have a crack at playing at the best level in the state. And I think it's really pleasing, that we were able to attract Michael Paul to the club this year. He's obviously played a lot of footy at Hewinville down in our zone, and for him to come up and make that decision that it's time to have a crack at TSL footy, like him and Elijah Reardon coming up, it just shows that we're starting to improve those relationships within the zone. Our junior club's really strong. I think our 18, as of a couple of weeks ago, was sitting second on the ladder. I know the 18s is a pretty tight competition, so they have had a couple losses in a row, so they might have dropped down a little bit, but they'll definitely play some final footy. And even our development league last week won their 7th game in a row, so they're definitely going to feature in finals. So our 16s are growing as well, and we have a great relationship with our junior club. When we have buys earlier on in the year, our players go out and are engaged with their clubs. They'll go and help them out with training. Our players run the Auskick Centre for the club as well. So we've got a really good relationship with the junior club, and we work hard with those other juniors from Hewinville through to Signet in our zone. So as I said, the end result of that is if people want to play TSL footy, we're that club of choice, and we're working strongly with them. So there's always that give and take with the community clubs as well. So we can send players back to them when they go with a little bit more knowledge or a little bit more, Michael Paul might be Hewinville's next coach in a few years' time. Yep. So, if we can help have that give and take with those clubs in our zone, it's only going to make us stronger because we've got a big zone, a traditional footy zone. Some great players come from the Hewins. So, we want to have good relationships with that. I think this year we've really made some big strides in working with those junior clubs and those community clubs.
Yeah, Trent, just a bigger picture view. I was quite dismayed, I suppose, and bewildered this week when I saw the punishment that was handed out to Ollie Divinito, which I thought was a very good contest between him and Josh McGuinness. I'm just interested from a coaching point of view from you. How do you coach your players now, knowing that what seemed a pretty good contest could lead to one of them being suspended?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Obviously, our match review panel are governed by those guidelines from the AFL, so everything's sort of black and white. There's no colour in it, and that emotion and that whether it's a footy contest or not sort of gets taken out of it, and there's those clear guidelines, which is unfortunate. And it was a great contest. Two blokes going at the footy. My first concern watching it is, are the blokes okay? You want to be rewarded for that courage. It was great to see them both get up and get off, be able to walk off the ground as well. So, yes, we've just got to. We can't go away from coaching guys. If you see the ball, you got to attack it, because we play a combative sport. We want those guys putting their head over the ball and going at it at 100 miles an hour. So, yes, it's a tricky one. One step to the right too far, or the other way too far, changes your angle, changes the impact, and when you're going off vision, and the MRP have got such strict guidelines that they've got to follow. It makes it a tough one. But
I'd imagine you'd have been disappointed.
Contest taken out of footy.
You'd have been disappointed if it was a Tigers player, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, look, there's a lot of head shaking up here today. I spoke pre-game to a few coaches and also footballers. A lot of head shaking and bewilderment there also. Look, we've covered football for many years, and we don't want to see those contests taken out from the game.
Trent, before we let you go, mate, what do you made of today's game from what you've seen?
Yeah, it looks like a pretty even contest. A couple, I think Lauderdale probably would have been a bit disappointed there. A couple red time goals there. They sort of had that lead there against the Breeze. I thought they played really well against the Breeze, and they were able to set up where we saw Raglione and Baker take a few intercept marks that quarter. But yeah, pretty tight. Pretty, watching Bryce and Jovi go head to head is really good. So hopefully it gets pretty physical and pretty contested, because we've got Lauderdale next week. So if they can come out of it a bit sore, that'd be handy. That'd help us. But yeah, really good game of TSL footy. So looking forward to the second half.
Trent, thanks for joining us here on City Park Radio. It's been a pleasure, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, thanks for having me, guys. Enjoyed the call for the second half.
Thank you, Trent, and thanks to him for giving up his time and his week off. As we get now down to the boundary, and we've got Chris Sayer down there.
Yes, Mitch Thorpe took his team into the room that's labelled the Paul O'Donoghue Gymnasium. There's a big Launceston name for you.
Yep.
Had his team in there for quite a while, and then they came out except for Thorpe, Bristow, Blackberry and the coaching staff, and they were in there for quite a long time. So interesting to see what they come out with in the second half. Interesting too that Lauderdale has kept Launceston waiting on the ground both at the beginning of the game and now at half time, so I don't know if that's a tactic or not. Fletcher Seymour is okay, he's running around and he's not injured, so he'll start the second half. And I can't tell you much else.
No worries, Chris. And what about the wind down there? How's that looking?
The wind's died down, but as you were saying before, it's sort of swirly, so it comes up and down. But at the moment, it's not much wind at all, but it is swirling around a bit. And it's still favouring the southern end, maybe a couple of goals difference. And it looked like it might have rained earlier on too, but the clouds are disappearing, and I don't think we're going to get much rain either. So we're in for a big second half.
Cheers, Chris. We'll hear from you again at 3/4 time.
Okay.
We might just take a very short break. We're about a minute away from the start of the second half here on the live stream and on City Park Radio. We're back in a moment. Windsor Park it is. We're here today, and that's the TSL live stream and also City Park Radio's coverage. And we thank our sponsors here on City Park Radio, your locally owned Telstra stores, now incorporating the new Brisbane Street Mall store and also their Quadrant and Kings Meadow stores, as well as the two teams have dispersed. No major injury worries for each team, as Chris said, so we're all intact, ready for a big second half. And as far as ladder positions are concerned, the Blues would love to win this one, Macca, just to keep in that top three.
Well, it just gives them some confidence too come finals time. They're just starting to build, aren't they, Launceston? Those players are coming back from long-term injuries. Joby Harper started the year from an ankle reco. Jay Blackberry from a knee reco, and of course Dylan Riley just working his way back into game 4 at TSL level. So they're only going to get better from here, Launceston, and they've got some good youngsters coming through as well.
NTFA half-time, Macca. Big lead now to Longford, 12-3-75 to Bridgenorth, 5-3-33. About to get underway in the second half. Here's Matthew.
Yeah, third quarter underway here. The round 16 clash. Lauderdale up against Launceston here. Fletcher Seymour, 17 touches first half. Another one to the top of the 50, Riley. Trupp's done really well on Riley today. Bottom of the pack, Launceston player there, beset upon. Riley gets up, though, good hands again to Seymour, another possession. That one's a little scrubby kick down the line, and it's going to be out of bounds just in front of the canteen area here at Launceston Football Club. Just at half time, Dave, I reckon the temperature's dropped about 5 or 6 degrees.
Yeah, it's
got really chilly. And Groves has resorted to the beanie. I've got the vest, I've got a jacket to come, City Park jacket. Maxie's got the beanie on, she's fresh. Up here on the outer balcony, Bristow, he's not cold because he's flying in. They've been out for a long time. Launceston, after half-time, they had a big warm-up. Thorpe comes out, attacks the pack. If he can't take the ball, he takes the man with him. And it's a good contest, Mitch Thorpe, and there's a few afters. Denellen, he loves mixing it in, does the youngster. And Trupp, done a really good job on Riley, but Riley's hands have been good. If you can't mark it, he's had some really positive and clever hands as Riley. Here's Smith. Thorpe, it's Harper, on the move, top of the square, Blackberry up and under, Anderton, here's a special from Blackberry on the turn, Jay Blackberry. Well, Anderton didn't do much wrong, but Blackberry was just quicker to recover, and he turns on a dime, left foot, Jay Blackberry, another goal of the day on City Park Radio. I thought Harper was going to kick it himself. Look at this, just the right mitt, turns on a dime with that knee, no issues now for Blackberry, and puts it straight through. That is a special. Jay Blackberry, he's come through the underage system late as an under-18, and he's a terrific player at South Launceston, the Storm. Came across here to Launceston a few years back off the knee reco, and he's back right in business. Max Walker.
He was never going to miss the goals once he got it in his hands. And Macca, he very rarely misses them on his trusty left boot.
Head out to lead him, but his fellow ruckman Smith takes it on the follow-up. Handball over the top. You're looking for Walsh. He's met in the contest by Brown. Spills to Bristow. Little short distance kick here. You're looking for Gillow. Takes the ball. Quick hands. Does well. Now out to Seymour. More involvements for Fletcher Seymour. In now towards full forward. Denellen's there against 2. Ragliani front position. Well right by Taylor. Off to Thorpe on the left foot. Thorpe has missed.
He had 2 blokes on inside too.
But usually he's a pretty good snap for goal, Mitch Thorpe. But on that occasion, just a little bit off balance in the follow-up. So they're putting some pressure on early days here at Launceston. 7-4 to 6-4. Wiggins now. He's going to go to the right-hand side. The far side or the western side of Windsor Park. A nice mark there on the contest to Harper, not paid. Chance in the ground once again for Harper. A lot of players around the contest. Seymour's there with Bell Chambers. Seymour got one high against Phil Bell Chambers.
So again, you see Joby Harper pushing forward real hard here just to make Walsh work.
Seymour to the pocket looking for Thorpe, who comes out and leads and takes the mark. Tough angle. Tough distance as well. It'll be about 45 out. Right on the boundary line. A few people have spilled out of the bar there.
Oh, I don't know why.
Fresh, yeah.
They want to smell the atmosphere, I think, Foz.
Mitch Thorpe, what's he kick, Macca? 3 today.
3,
Yep.
32 for the season.
Leading goal kick in the TSL last year. Mitchell Thorpe.
He's done the lot, hasn't he?
His third TSL club, beg your pardon. South Launceston, Devonport, and now Launceston. Thorpe for goal, keeps it low. Distance is a worry, but I think it's there. Sam Burge thinks he's touched it. Umpire begs to differ. It's a goal to Thorpe, and that's his 4th. And they've kicked 2 in the first 5 minutes of this third quarter. 8-4-52 to 6-4-40.
Yeah, I spoke to Mitch Thorpe before the game, Max, and I said, how things go. I haven't spoke to him much this year. He said he's really enjoying his coaching this year. He said, I'm getting older, but he said, I'm actually learning. He said, I'm coaching as good as I ever coached. He said, I've learnt a lot. I'm another bit older, and he said, I'm just loving it.
Yep, and I think that shows a bit of maturity from the playing aspect as well. You don't see, when we're all younger, we have the antics and that type of thing, and he just goes about his game now and doing the right thing by the club and himself, and he's got a really good bunch of young kids that he's brought on this year from their D-League and starting to get the results.
Well, it's another 4 goals against Lauderdale because he kicked 4 in the first round against them, 3 up here last time, and there's another 4. So Darren Winner has got some headaches when it comes to Mitch Thorpe. You thought Siggins there gave a bit of a fend off and probably should have been caught holding the footy, but the umpire said give it to me. So in the centre square, Launceston 8-4-52, Lauderdale 6-4-40. Clearance, Polframan, hands, lead him. Probably wasn't aware of it. Taylor in and under. He's on the outside. Seymour to Riley. He's been set upon by Trupp. Blackberry, what a goal early on it was. Here's Ray Hill, gives it to McManus. Been a lot quieter today here at Windsor Park. Over the top looking for Walsh. Burge. No, right again. Over the line, just in front of...
Yep, off the 5.
Yeah, just in front there of Burge.
Quick score from North Hobart. Glenorchy 4-9-33. North Hobart 3-6-24.
Also Miller Hodge there it was. The boundary throw in. Centre wing. Smith and Leedham. Been a good battle. Coming in there was Taylor. He goes in hard, just young Brendan Taylor. Maxie's liked his game. Lots of tackles. So Taylor, he's going to get the free kick for head contact. Taylor, he wants to go into that centre square. Can't find it. Comes back down the line here looking for Lucas. Taken well there at his shoelaces was his Launceston player in Ratcliffe. With the new jumper on, Siggins. Good first half from Siggins. This time he can't hit the target to Raglione, and it's going to be a ball up. Just another 3 metres towards Lauderdale's goal centre wing.
Another good tackle there by Taylor, Macca.
Yeah, well, what did we say? He had 6 or 7, 9 tackles, I'm going to say. 9 tackles first half.
Bounty throw in. Smith and Leedham. Smith wins this one, but Harper sharks it. It's for the free kick, not there. Franklin waits on the handball, and he gets a half-distance one. Eventually, Smith gets it to Karanewa. Karanewa gets away from Tyrrell, or does he? He's lost the ball and trying to kick it, I think, is Karanewa. On the follow-up now, as a lot of players dive on the ball. Karanewa thinks he got a push in the back. Umpire's having none of it.
That was actually dropping the ball, Dave. He didn't get tackled effectively.
Here it is. Let's have a look.
I saw it twice last week. Hawthorn Grooves, you remember that one? Burgoyne laid 2 tackles. The umpire didn't pay either of them. So, yep.
It's a heavy tackle laid there on Tyrrell, but high, says the umpire.
Who did they play, Grooves? Fremantle. Fremantle player had 2 areas, one after the other, and got away with it.
Yep.
So there you go. The umpire's been watching the AFL, and it's obviously in the rules.
Tyrrell short now to Harper. Great battle today with Bryce Walsh. Plays on now. Goes far side here. Looking for Tuthill, who does well. He meets the ball. Gets a shepherd from Taylor. Brave effort there from Tuthill up here towards Denellen, who leads out. Great fist in there from Raglione. Now to Blackberry though. Short kick to Thorpe. Here's Gillow hovering. Riley gets it over to Gillow. Gillow with the left foot, check side. It's a goal. Great work from the Blues from half-back. I take my hat off to Jack Tuthill initially, who took the contest on. And James Gillow gets his second. And they're now out to a 3-goal lead at Launceston, 9-4-58 to 6-4-40.
And Maxie, that's a virtual mirror image of what happened in the first quarter. It was Riley at his bootlaces giving it off to Gillow. And this time he's done exactly the same thing. So he hasn't as many kicks or marks today, Riley, but I reckon he's done this at least half a dozen times by hands today, has Riley. Thought couldn't quite take the mark on the replay. But look at this, just quick left-hand handball. And then Gillow, as we've said in the first quarter, just pops up, left foot sort of semi-banana. And he goes through and he's kicked 2. And Launceston are away, 9-4-58. Lauderdale, 6-4-40.
But Mackie, you like the effort of Jack Taylor.
Oh, it just takes the game on the youngster, doesn't he? Interesting to hear from Chris too. I think that wind has probably died down a bit, Foz.
Yep, we'll get Chris onto that.
And because it just seems to be a lot less, even though the temperature's dropped, the wind has dropped as well. Bell Chambers out over the top, here finding his teammate on the outside. That's Josh Williams, the youngster. Over the top was Smith on the punch. Heavey intercepts, left forward pocket. Heavey inside out, going towards the goal square. It hits the base of the park, base of the far post, as it was Siggins trying to take the mark, and it's going to be a behind to Lauderdale. Smith with a very quick kick out. Good kick, looks for Harper down the middle. Over the top was Bryce Walsh. In fact, it was Burge again, Foz. I'll get it right soon, because Walsh was at the base of it. He tackles Harper again, and it's umpire's letting this one go. As Foz is ready to say something. Yes, Foz?
Yeah, I think Alec Ryder's had a quiet day up forward. He's been beaten by Raglioni. I think he might have moved down back.
Okay.
Keep an eye on that.
So interesting to see who they've moved forward, or whether they've just gone a little bit smaller up forward. And whether he swung behind the ball just in that instance. We'll keep an eye on that one as well, Max. That's what you're here for, Maxwell.
It is.
Talk when you want.
Thanks very much,
As long as the teeth haven't frozen together. He's been up on the Gold Coast, sunning himself with the state under-16 teams as Maxie. Now he's back here at Windsor Park. You're a long way from Metricon Stadium now, Max.
Yes.
Nice and warm up there.
Well, I didn't have time to appreciate the weather, Macca. You know what it's like.
All head down, just coaching, just
Absolutely.
match-ups and team play and training.
Looking after 24, 15-year-olds.
Oh, I'm sure you looked after
easy.
them well, Max. Hey?
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah. Now you know how we feel every day of the week, all us school teachers, Maxwell.
I'll take my hat off to you.
Boundary throw-in, not much happening. Bristow clears from the pack. Riley, he's done well again. Trupp punches the ball out of bounds in front of Riley.
Message for Chris Sayer on the boundary there. The wind has dropped considerably, so may not be any advantage to either team any longer.
Well, that makes the game a little bit even more exciting, because I think the best team's going to win. It's not going to be influenced by the conditions. McManus been quiet, Max.
He has. Yep.
Dominated here last time on that far wing. Just cannot get into the game. Played wing and half back. Smith gets a tap down in front of Karanaya. And he hasn't really made an attempt because Seymour sat on him. And the umpire says, give it to me. So the ball's on centre wing. You're listening to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5. And Launceston 9-4-58. Lead Lauderdale 6-5-41.
Little toe poke there from Bristow. Might have been in danger, and it was. No advantage. Come back to Bryce Walsh. There's a little bit of a wrestle now between McManus and Gillow. Neither player are taking a backward seat there. So here's Sam Burge now. Kicked a goal earlier. Leans back on a kick, but kicks it straight to Leedham. The big fella, Hamish Leedham. He's going to switch it to Jacob Boyd. It comes off all right. Nice kick from Leedham. And Jacob Boyd at right on the defensive centre, or the 50-metre line. Goes wider to Miller Hodge. Hodge thinks he might switch it again here. He's got an option to go back to Boyd, but he centres it now to Seymour. Just playing a bit of tempo footy. Now he goes wider to Jacob Boyd. We're still on defensive 50. His kick's not a great one, but it lands in the lap there of Jay Blackberry. Defensive side of centre square now. Back to Jacob Boyd. Getting some fantasy points here as he gets his third possession in a minute. Little kick towards Holt. It's dangerous. It's been chopped off. Well done there by Francis. Now it's with Burge. He can't escape the tackle. So Launceston will have a stoppage here.
Really good 10 minutes of footy coming up, I reckon, because there wouldn't have been too many times this season that Lauderdale have found themselves in this situation.
Yep,
They've only lost one game, round 7 at KG5 against Glenorchy.
Here's Fletcher Seymour, gets it away towards Harper. Bristow, back to Leedham, he'll have to kick ball. He does a little handball, not bad. Over towards Gillow, it's out of bounds. So it's been on this side of the ground now for 2 or 3 minutes. Just a quiet passage of play. Launceston 3 goals this quarter to 0. Inside 50s, Launceston 4-1. They've kicked 3 goals from 4 entries.
Siggins has gone forward, Max, so look for that in the goal square up against Van der Velde. So he's moved out of the midfield. He had 9 clearances in the first half. Free kick. Umpire says free kick. It's going to go to... who?
It was going to go to Tyrrell.
It's going to go to Fletcher Seymour.
Sorry, it was a free kick to Tyrrell, but of course it was a more advanced position of the ball.
Okay.
So it comes back to Seymour.
So it was behind the play, was it?
Yep.
And then advanced 20-odd metres. So Bristow, coming back from Western Australia this season, the Launceston Premiership player. Riley sets himself, good mark right in front of us here, central commentary position. Riley looks inside, he's got Casey Brown top of the 50. So Brown, Launceston on a good run here as the wind's dropped. Harper's going mental inside 50 because he's free, but Casey Brown didn't see him. So now he's going to go long and deep, kicks a sideways helicopter, looks for Thorpe, couldn't fall in his hands. Wiggins sticks the toe in, can't get there. Well done, Lauderdale, Nick Raglione.
Yep.
And Joby Harper was going absolutely berserk because he got off his opponent, and Casey Brown just did not see him in field of view. And it's going to be a free kick, left forward pocket. Launceston, what have they kicked this quarter, Foz? 3-0. Lauderdale only with a single behind. Inside 50s groups, 5-1. Launceston's way. Kick off the ground and goes out of bounds in front of the can bar here at Windsor Park. So
very well populated today over there, Macca, in front of the club rooms, the commonly known as the can bar. Got a lot of support there by the Blues members.
Of course, the Launceston midwinter ball tonight, the mid-season ball. So they'll have a good night tonight. They'll have an even better night as they've got to be holding the footy. It is free kick, Fletcher Seymour. So Fletcher Seymour, I want to say to Max, but if the siren went now, I reckon he'd be in the votes again. Fletcher Seymour, he's on top of the Player of the Year award. As we look at the route, he's got him just pinged there. He had to put the ball on the ground.
Young Francis, I think, number 7.
Francis, yes, he's come in as an emergency, William Francis, and he's had a struggle there. And Fletcher Seymour gets around the ground well, Max, doesn't he? He doesn't look that athletic, but he's strong and well built and perfect for TSL footy, especially a winter's day down here at Windsor Park. Looking for Launceston's 10th. Seymour from 35. He kicks it. Fletcher Seymour. 17 possessions at half time, and now he just caps it off with a goal in this third quarter. And they're away, Launceston. 10-4-64. They've got a mini break now. Lauderdale 6-5-41. It's just a lot of inside 50s, 5-1. Launceston's way. And just through sheer weight of numbers, with the lack of wind now, it's a really good contest. And geez, they've got a good forward line down there at the moment, Launceston, don't they? Got a couple of players playing defensive roles, Max. They've got Killeley there, as well as Danellan, and the rest are just working well together.
Yep, and Lauderdale tried to slow it down there, and Launceston played really good tempo. You know, across the half-back line, they kept control of it for those half a dozen or so kicks, and didn't panic, and shows a bit of maturity for a young side.
Just really good work, Fletcher Seymour.
As in the middle, Smith does well, gets it to Bell Chambers, who tries to get a kick away. Leading on the follow-up, the landball to Bristow. Will get tackled from behind by Franklin. Now it goes high. Bristow's had trouble with the shoulder early in the year, or collarbone. He's a bit slow to get up, but I think he's holding his face there. I'll get the glasses on it. Yeah, it seems to be okay.
While we're waiting for that one, three-quarter time, the Richmond Tigers 12-7-79 lead Port Adelaide 7-7-49. And just the start of the third quarter, Carlton 10-5-65 lead the lowly Suns 4-5-29.
Oh, big fly on the far side from, that was Baker, but he couldn't take the mark. Taken now by Brown, approaches the 50, kicks here to a dangerous spot. Raglione's there. He spikes it out of the contest towards Francis. Now there's an opportunity for Launceston through Thorpe. He picks the ball up, turns around, can't get the distance on the kick or the accuracy. Spills it over for a behind. 10-5-65. Plays 6-5-41. As it's going to be kicked in now by Raglione. He's been one of the best back there for Lauderdale. He spots up a short target, and that's Baker. He flew for that mark just before. Spectacular fashion. Baker goes short, finds a teammate there in Bell Chambers. Shrugs off a tackle. Can they get something going here, Lauderdale? As it's now with Alex Heavey. Chain of possessions here now. Will come over towards Franklin. Well, the kick's not great. Met by Tuttle, 1-on-2. Tuttle cruises out of the contest. Runs his full measure. Kicks towards half forward towards Riley. Oh, Trupp spells him from behind, but he infringes. Free kick Dylan Riley. Got one in the back of the head there. As there's a player limping off. That's Baker, I think.
Oh, geez, he was away there too, Riley. Tried to sneak away, but the umpire just brought him back. He's going to repeat. Riley, inside 50. Thorpe, 1-on-2 over the top. Danellan gets front spot. Well done by McGuinness. He might have moved back. McGuinness, as they're trying to throw things around his Darren Winter, trying to look for that winning combination, as they're behind by 4 goals now at Lauderdale. So McGuinness has gone back behind the footy. And Riley, geez, he's smart and quick when he gets away. Left forward pocket, throw in. Good tap over to Thorpe to that space there, forward pocket. Denellen goes, but it's over in front. Of course, for our radio listeners, Foz, you've got a double header now. You're off to Orphan Sports Centre tonight.
Yep, we've got the last game for the season for the Tornadoes up against the Waverley Falcons, who had a big win last night against the Hobart Huskies. So, see how the young Tawns go.
Pack the chariot up, mate, and down the highway.
Absolutely.
Over to Elfin. You're a marvel. Boundary throw in. Thorpe kicks it out of mid-air, out of the ruck contest. That was smart. Didn't come off, though, because it's now with Anderton. Anderton over the top. Raglione comes over here and finds the youngster there in Josh Williams. Goes in. Burge, I'll call it right this time, Foz. Taylor, good hands. Here's Miller-Hodge. Inside 50, he's got Riley. And marks it. Marks it on his chest, down low. Wasn't a pretty kick, Miller-Hodge, but Riley hasn't been able to get off his opponent at all day. And he did on that occasion in front of Edward Trupp, and he takes the mark. What's this? He's probably going to kick from just beyond 50 or close to 50. And if he kicks this, Launceston will have kicked 5 goals for the quarter. And they're going to have a really nice lead going into three-quarter time. 26
possessions now for Fletcher Seymour.
Yeah. Things are starting to unravel a little bit for the Lauderdale boys here at the moment, aren't they, man?
They're trying to throw things around a little bit. They just cannot get the ball forward of centre. Inside 50s groups, 8-1. Riley sets himself, that one's not pretty, and it misses by a long way. Right side, in fact. 10-6-66.
We haven't talked about
11. What have you done there, Foz? You've gone the wrong way.
Right.
10-6-66. Lauderdale 6-5. 41. Yes, Foz.
I was just about to say the loss of Josh McGuinness pre-game and also Gilby could affected their defence a little bit.
Look, both AFL recruits. They've come back to Tasmania with all their experience from the Gold Coast Suns and the Brisbane Lions. And, look, 2 players that you can't really replace.
No, it's you don't get that sort of experience and skill. Just
nice mark there.
Here's Maxie's boy, Brendan Taylor.
Yeah, I've liked him
Some
today.
people call him Brawler because he loves it. And that's cut off there by McGuinness in front of Denellen. So McGuinness goes back, trying to settle things. McGuinness, here's Jake Smith cut off as he tried to go up the middle and find Siggins. Well done, Launceston playing really well as a team. Harper off one step, left foot, top of the square. Thorpe battles, ball comes down the front. Gillo, Thorpe, goal! Oh, Launceston, once again, way to numbers. Jake Smith started all off. He come from the halfback flank. He cut off the kick up the middle by McGuinness to Siggins, and it's a terrific goal. And Mitch Thorpe has a nice little handful. And it was a nice left foot, very penetrating kick there for Harper. Gillo gives one back to Thorpe, and right on the line, a little toe tap. Good enough for number 5, Mitchell Thorpe.
Ethan Wish-Wilson, interesting decision there. He didn't try to thump it over the boundary line, or sorry, over the goal line. He kept it in play, and it kept it alive there, gave them the opportunity.
Well, at the start of the season, boys, it was all about who Launceston had lost from last year's side. Of course, Sam Lonergan had moved over to the Sandful. Mitch Thorpe took over, and it was all about who they'd lost. At that time, they didn't have Blackberry or a Harper, of course. And, they've done well. They've done well.
As Smith wins the tap out to Siggins. He might have been held there by Taylor. Play on, says the umpire. Now Siggins, great second effort. Sam Siggins kicked a big goal earlier on from a similar position. Off hands here towards Tyrrell in the back pocket. It's a nice long distance kick. Close to the boundary line. It might work out all right. If it goes out of bounds, it does. Perfect result there for Launceston.
Well, over to you, Darren Winter and Lauderdale, isn't it, Foz?
Yep.
Over to you. Your premiership favourites are sitting 12-1 on the ladder. You've travelled up the highway. And Launceston are absolutely giving it to you in what they call the premiership quarter this third.
It's a long way to go in this game. I would not write Lauderdale off.
Well, over to you.
They've got a bit left in the tank, I reckon, as Leadham gets it down towards Tyrrell, whose second good effort in the last minute. Funny old kick taken by Trupp. And a great battle today with Riley. Little kick now to Bell Chambers. Feigns the handball.
They're just not getting much out of the midfield, Foz. I'm not with you. I think Launceston all over this at the minute.
There's Bell Chambers. Now gets his own left foot, and he goes a little short distance kick to Williams. Picks it up nicely. Fires straight away inside 50. Long kick by Williams. This might bounce through. It bounces sideways. Wiggins has been moved forward. Vanderbilt might have got into his back there. Play on. Right on the boundary line.
No, that was well done by the umpire because he ignored it. Wiggins fell over, tried to get the free kick. You watch this, Max. Just a little tap. He's felt it, and then he's dived. Good call, umpire.
It's a ball up right in the back pocket. Bridge North 7-7-49. Trail Longford 16-4-100. It's close to three-quarter time there. It's the match of the day in the NTFA. Get the other TSL scores in a minute. In fact, I might look at that now because it looks like we've got a blood rule, have we? Looks like Simon Vandervelde
coming off just from that clash before.
So round the grounds in the TSL at Utah Stadium, North Launceston 9-6-60, lead Clarence 3-8-26, and still close at North Hobart. Glenorchy 6-12-48, lead North Hobart 5-9-39. A couple of goals there to Aidan Grace for Glenorchy. So we're going to ball up for our radar distance. It's just inside the boundary line, about 20 out from goal. Left-hand side, Lauderdale into attack. Here's a chance now, little snap on goal by McManus into the goal square. Seagans takes it, kicks it straight away, but straight through for a behind. So that's their sixth behind, 6-6-42. Plays 11-6-72. It's an even 5 goals as it's kicked out from fullback and Launceston are away.
Yeah, Miller Hodge to Holt. And hold things up a little bit over the top now to Taylor. Had a good quarter, had a good game in fact. This one's chopped off though by Franklin. One of Lauderdale's better workers across the three quarters so far is Franklin. Former Tassie Mariners, now Devils captain back in under 18s. Goes inside 50, Bristow combining well with Holt. Back pocket, left foot, sneaky, up the line, Alec Wright, good mark. Alec Wright, he's kicked a few goals this year as Foz said, but he's playing a little bit down back now. There's that centre square kick that they love, the Launceston Blues. Pulfreman, he's got players on here. Watch what Killalee's doing here, Max. I'm going to get back to you in a moment because he's just playing a team role. As Blackberry looks up, goes to Pulfreman again. So Ben Killaleey ran all the way from the centre square and just sat on the boundary line and made his opponent follow him to open up the space. And this one's Pulfreman inside. Good mark, Gillow. Gillow, just like that little pop-up sprinter, he just keeps popping up when needed. And Gillow takes the mark 30 metres out directly in front. He'll go back to kick number 3. So we talk about the unselfish play, and you've got to try and teach this into the kids, Max, that sometimes you actually run away from the footy deliberately to actually open up the play for your teammates. And Killaleey then ran 40 metres and just sat on the boundary line.
Just held his ground, wait, let the ball get past him, opened a bit of space up, like you say. Gillow marks, and Gillow goals.
Gillow for 3. So it won't go down as a stat for Killaleey, but he was as important in that play there as anyone. And they combine well. It was Blackberry and Gillow. He just keeps popping up, as we've said all day, and there's 3. A handy haul, Jimmy Gillow.
That was a fine mark too, Max, it has to be said. He
really good mark.
A lot of pressure there.
He was surrounded by, we see it on the replay, three Lauderdale players there, and very little body contact on him though, so that'll be a bit of a concern as well.
He's kicked a goal in every quarter as Gillow. Nice left foot kick. Inside
50 this quarter, 10-4. Launceston's way, they kicked 6 goals to 0. In a dominant quarter. We thought it was into the breeze, but as Chris said, the breeze has dropped. We'll get you in a second, Macca.
No, you're right. Apologies, Maxie corrected me. He's kicked 2 this quarter. Sorry.
Here comes Seymour out of the centre. Nice kick up here, but it's going to fall a lap, I think, of Raglione up against Denellen. Handball over the top looking for Wish Wilson. He started up forward, now down back to Raglione, one of the best for Lauderdale. Kicks nicely here towards Smith, gets one hand to it, can't take the mark. Here's Burge. He feigns the handball, he gets around a tackle there from Brown, kicks into the centre of the ground towards Bell Chambers, gets a hand to it, gets tackled, hands it off now to Ray Hill. Ray Hill kicks nicely up here towards Elliott, who takes the mark.
Well, that's been their best movement, especially this quarter.
So Matt Elliott.
They just haven't been able to combine, Dave, out of that back line and through, and on that occasion they were able to. Mentioned before, Bell Chambers is one of their prime movers in the midfield, hardly been sighted from a possession point of view.
Matt Elliott knows that it's deep in this quarter. They'd love a goal. Within 5 goals at three-quarter time, still a chance, I reckon. Elliott now for goals, going to drop short. Wiggins is there. Offhand, Siggins. Can't get the snap away. Still in a dangerous spot. In there is Baker. Meets the contest. Now away go the Launceston defence through Alec Wright, who's been moved forward to back. Holt's laid a tackle on. And he might be penalised here. How does the umpire see this? No prior, says the umpire. So it's way over on the other side of the ground. The binoculars. We're deep in this quarter, and what a big quarter in this season this is. It's changed the complexion of things a lot, with Launceston taking it up to the first place, Lauderdale, and of course North Launceston will be watching on with interest because they have to play Launceston in a couple of weeks, and also it hasn't killed off that first position race either. North Launceston still to play Lauderdale a third time. Down at Lauderdale, so that could be a crucial clash in the wash-up.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting last 5 weeks.
Yep. And we'll bring in all the action here on City Park Radio. Hayden Smith takes it out of the air. Swings round. Jacob Boyd front position. Takes a strong mark up against Ray Hill. Tough mark.
Played well in the second half too, Boyd.
Impressive.
Yeah, I'm impressed with him and Tuddle down back. Each week they just do the job. They've got a lot out of those two youngsters this year of the Launceston Blues.
Vanderveld, does he take a mark? He juggles about 3 times. He still can't take it. Chance now. Here they go. Little kick from Francis. Might be Lux of Fortune. Falls in the lap of Ray Hill. Who had a shot from that similar position in the first quarter and missed. He's about 40 out. 45-degree angle. And this is pretty huge because this can just keep Lauderdale in touch into the last quarter.
29 minutes gone, Dave, so maybe the last scoring opportunity for the quarter for either side, I reckon.
Northern Bombers 34 up on the Clarence Roos Foz. The Demons are doing well against Glenorchy, but they're down by 9 points at this stage. So the Demons.
Ray Hill, late inclusion, 3 outs to Lauderdale. Siren sounds. Ray Hill for goal. Looks all right. No, the umpire says it's just off to the right. 1 behind. So a goalless quarter there to Lauderdale in quarter number 3. And at 3/4 time, it's 12-6-78 Launceston. Lauderdale 6-7-43. Your thoughts, Max?
Yeah, very impressive third quarter there by Launceston, and the tactic that Chris said at half time there, Lauderdale kept them waiting again. It didn't really work for them if it was a tactic, but it's the unsung heroes of Launceston that are getting the work done for them. The James Gillows, the
Jacob Boyd.
Yeah, the boys down back. And
Boyd in the back line, Tyrrell in the back line. Casey Brown's had a relatively quiet day.
Brendan Taylor.
He's been very good today. Lucas hasn't had a lot of it. And Dylan Riley, I thought, worked himself into the game that quarter as well. So all things are looking at the moment. We know footy is a very strange game and things can happen pretty quickly. But Launceston are on top at the moment, and I'll stick with my pick before the game. As
we look at the goal kickers, Mitch Thorpe has kicked 5. Blackberry has a single really good goal that quarter. James Gillow's got 3, and singles to Seymour, Harper and Polframan. And for Lauderdale, it's still all singles. They didn't kick a goal in that quarter, so it's singles to Saunders, Siggins, Smith, Karanaya, Burge and Wish Wilson.
So at 3/4 time here, it's 12-6-78 Launceston, Lauderdale 6-7-43. Here's some messages from City Park Radio. We'll be back in a moment on the TSL live stream.
Under Anderton. Here's a special from Blackberry on the turn. Jay Blackberry. Wow. Anderton didn't do much wrong, but Blackberry was just quicker to recover.
Seymour to the pocket looking for Thorpe, who comes out and leads and takes the mark. Tough angle. Tough distance as a club. Third TSL club, beg your pardon. South Launceston, Devonport, and now Launceston. Thorpe for goal, keeps it low. Distance is a worry, but I think it's there. Sam Burge thinks he's touched it. Umpire begs to differ. It's a goal to Thorpe, and that's his 4th. And they've kicked 2 in the first 5 minutes of this third quarter. It's a shepherd from Taylor. Brave effort there from Tuddle up here towards Donnellan, who leads out. Great fist in there from Raglione. Now to Blackberry though. Short kick to Thorpe. Here's Gillow hovering. Riley gets it over to Gillow. Gillow with the left foot, check side. It's a goal. Great work from the Blues from half back. I take my hat off to Jack Taylor initially, who took the contest on. And James Gillow gets his
winter ball tonight, the mid-season ball. So they'll have a good night tonight. They'll have an even better night, as they've got to be holding the footy. It is. Free kick, Fletcher Seymour. So Fletcher Seymour looking for Launceston's 10th. Seymour from 35. He kicks it. Fletcher Seymour. 17 possessions at half time, and now he just caps it off with a goal in this third quarter. And they're away, Launceston. 10-4-64. He tried to go up the middle and find Siggins. Well done, Launceston playing really well as a team. Harper off one step, left foot, top of the square. Thorpe battles, ball comes down the front. Gillow, Thorpe, goal! Oh, Launceston, once again, weight of numbers. Jake Smith started all off. He come from the halfback flank. He cut off, made his opponent follow him, open up the space.
The footy's been pretty hot, especially in Launceston in that quarter.
Well, especially Fletcher Seymour, Foz. He backed up his 17 at half time with another 10 in that quarter. He's had 17 kicks, 10 handballs, 6 handball receives, 6 clearances, 10 tackles, 13 contested possessions, and a goal, Max.
You'd nearly put him in the vote.
You'd nearly get him a spot. Bristow's
Not
had
yet.
22. Harper's had 18, and the amount of work they put into Harper has been really significant. He's had 8 contested possessions, and Bristow's had 10, so they smashed them in that area. Mitch Thorpe's kicked 5, as we've said. He's had 16 touches as well.
Nearly put him in the votes.
You'd nearly find a spot for him, Max. He's kicked 5 goals, 3. Hamish Leadham's done really well. I thought he got right on top of the big fella Smith that quarter. He's had 29 hit-outs.
Nearly put him in the votes, mate.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to tell you.
Might have to go 5,
You mentioned
4,
Riley.
3, 2, 1.
You mentioned Riley brought himself into the game. He had 7 possessions that quarter, did Riley.
Good quarter.
And 11 tackles to your man, Brendan Taylor. We mentioned that they were keeping stats on Sam Siggins. He was relatively quiet that quarter. He went forward. He's only taken 1 mark for the game, Siggins, which would please Launceston coaching staff. He's had 18 possessions for the quarter. He didn't have a clearance that quarter, Max, Sam Siggins. So team stats, hit-outs are pretty even, 37 to 35. Clearances, Launceston 24 to Lauderdale 29. But they haven't really done much with them, Lauderdale. They haven't been able to spread. I think they've really lacked that spread today.
They haven't been clean either out of the middle. They've all been panic kicks.
Or second ball ups or whatever, Inside 50s, Launceston 32 to 24. And the free kicks, 19-14, Launceston's way.
We'll get down to Chris Sayer, who's just broken away from the Lauderdale huddle. Let's wait for the siren there. And Chris, how was Darren Winter's mood?
Yeah, I was very interested in Darren Winter's mood. He's cool and calm. He certainly doesn't show much emotion, like I said before. I'm not going to suggest they're conceding the game, but they're not particularly worried about the game. They really rate this side. They really think that this is the best side other than themselves in the competition. It seems like lots of tactics. He spent a lot of time on the metal team board, switching the players' names around. So we'll just see what they can do. He really just put them to the last quarter to play their best and see if they can get on top of them.
And Chris, that breeze really seems to have dropped away.
It's still a little bit there. I don't think it's going to affect the game much at all being off the ground.
That's all right. No worries, mate.
They're waiting for him.
So if you get a grab with somebody from Launceston into the game if they win, or
I certainly will.
Interesting, Max, that Darren Winter actually said that in the press yesterday, that Launceston were the best side they've played this year. Now, I don't know whether that was sort of putting pressure back on Launceston, whether it was having a little dip at North Launceston, who knows, but Launceston have played this Windsor Park ground well, and they've got their lead at three-quarter time.
Thanks to our sponsors, your locally owned Telstra stores, now incorporating the Brisbane Street Mall store, also Quadrant and Kings Meadows.
That Brisbane Street, I was in there the other week. Geez, that's nice.
It is. We'll thank Andrew Doyle for his sponsorship.
Nice store there, Telstra.
Only opened yesterday.
Late goal
Did
to
it? Up to Brisbane Street. It's beautiful.
Late goal to North Hobart in the third quarter. They only trail by 3 points. We're underway in the last quarter.
It's Smith. Burge goes into the midfield. Over to Trupp. He needs some quick goals. Here's Baker, the youngster. Handball over the top to Anerton, the under-18 teammate. Anerton beats one. Oh, goes straight through Wiggins. He's gone forward again. Well done, Nick Baker over the top of Jake Smith. Back to Heavey. Up and under kick. Siggins. Need him to take a mark. Well done, Vandervelde. Well done also to Harper. Got the fist from Vandervelde. And they're away through Pulfreman. He's got yards on his Lauderdale teammate here in Williams. Kicks it up and looks for Denellen. Well done over the top, McGuinness, who's gone back. So he's thrown the magnets around as Winter. Here's McGuinness. Left foot, inside. Looks for Elliott. Can't do much with it. Great tackle there, Miller Hodge. Another good tackle, Miller Hodge. He's going to hold him up there. Right about, in front of the Launceston club rooms. About 60 from Lauderdale's goal. So they'll head towards the river end. Launceston will go uptown towards the city end. And they've got a pretty good lead, 6 goals in fact. A lead here. Harper again, quick kick out. Here's Taylor in front. So Taylor is quick on the ground. He could have been held without it. He was. The umpire says you can have a free kick, Brendan Taylor.
It's the quietest game I've seen Phil Chambers have for a while.
Oh, I mentioned the third quarter. He just has not done a thing, has he? He's had probably, I reckon we've caught him 3 times.
Yeah,
for a premier on ball, or whether he's carrying an injury or just hasn't been able to get into the game.
Taylor now on the wing. Kicks short. Letting up player takes the mark.
Gillo.
That's Gillo. He's had one of the best games I've seen him play. He's been fantastic. Short now to Seymour. So Fletcher Seymour, they're going to take their time here in no hurry, leading by 6 goals. Seymour steadies back now with a kick inside 50. Flyers wanted. Harper front position. Flies out of the contest. Back now to McManus. Shrugs a tackle from Donnellan. Handball over the top though. Goes straight towards Bristow. Bristow flies for goal. Tim Bristow offline. And it's one behind. Or it might be a mark. Actually just taken inside the line. Little kicks a shocker. Goes straight to Dylan Riley.
Wow.
It might have been Ethan Wish-Wilson there.
It was. He was.
And Riley plays on, and he's just for goal, but it's across the face.
Lucky Wish-Wilson. He was so laconic with the mark. I think he initially thought it was over the line, Foz, a bit like yourself. Then he just really didn't care with the kick, did he?
So
Here's the replay. And Riley then probably could have taken a little bit more time and put the sealer, I reckon. Could have kicked that.
It looks like Winter's put McManus on to Harper now as well.
Yep, and they're in the contest there again. And here's McManus, gets it from Heavey. Or he kicks a shocker over here as far as Hodge, whose kick smothered. Players getting tired, lots of errors. Back to Hodge, not a great kick. Was bumped as he kicked it. And on the follow-up, Tyrrell, he has to kick it quickly. Nice kick inside 50. Chance here and almost a mark, is it? I think it is.
Donnellan.
Jack Donnellan.
Play on.
No, umpire didn't pay it.
Left mid.
Let's have a look at the replay. It's there now.
Umpire's closer. Let's have a look.
Ooh.
So
It's in there.
It might have hit the ground just there, I think. The umpire's a bit closer. And certainly Jack Donnellan didn't complain. Anyway, it's a ball up, 20 out from goal. And so shot for goal from Harper. He's off to the left, 1 behind. So 12-7-79 Launceston. It's an even 6 goals now. 6-7-43. And I'll keep an eye on that North Hobart school, Macca.
They coming?
Because that has a lot of ramifications, that result.
The president, Sandra Boland, said to the boys, put the lights on. It's getting a bit dark here today.
Yes. They won't have that great of effect, but it's got to be better than that. As the sun actually pokes through as she turns them on, as is the way it tends to be. Inside 50 again, Launceston dominated this second half. Have the Blues down here at Windsor Park. Wish-Wilson gives it to Raglione. Oh, they go short again and turn it over. This time it's Wiggins who can't take it. Blackberry swoops. Left mid on the footy. Inside 50, over the top. Gillo again. That little sprinkler like he is, he pops up. Could have been holding the footy against McGuinness. Goes towards the boundary line, out of bounds is Trupp. And it's going to be a throw. No, it's paid. He's paid it. He's paid holding the footy against Riley. It's against Riley. It's going to go to Trupp. So Trupp goes back inboard to Wish-Wilson. Let's hope he can kick the ball out of the goal square better than he did previous. He does so. Gives it to Belch. That's Saunders. Unsided since the first quarter. Another turnover out of D50. This time it goes to Harper. Up and under kick. Smothered off the boot. And it goes out of bounds. Right forward pocket.
First goal of the last quarter to Glenorchy. So 8-12-60 plays 7-9-51. And as I speak, they've kicked another couple, in fact. 10-12-72 to 7-9-51. So
4 goals to Aiden Grace.
Yep.
Good batter with Mitch Thorpe for the goal kicking awards. Here's Thorpe. He's in the ruck at this stage. And that's out of bounds on the full off Harper's boot as he couldn't bend over to pick it up. It's going to be a free kick, Lauderdale. So it's going to be a free kick to Saunders. He went to play on right and then just put himself under pressure on the left, off hands. The umpire, central umpire, says off hands, and the boundary umpire says, okay, I'll throw it in. You're the boss. And even though the boundary umpire thought it was out of bounds on the full. So early on here in the last quarter, Launceston 12-7-79 lead Lauderdale 6-7-43. Listening to City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5. As Gillo has another kick for goal. This is Riley, top of the square. Trupp's done a pretty good job on him today. So Trupp keeps the ball in front of him. It's not pretty, but it's effective. It comes back. Riley out of the bag. Here's Blackberry. It is Blackberry. I was just thinking, see what the umpire's given. Give a push in the back. And it's going to be a free kick. And it's going to be a Blackberry left footer from the left pocket. So it's going to be tough. That was against Bellchambers. Hasn't had a stinker of a day as Phil Bellchambers today. And this time he's given away the free kick. Yep. And Blackberry, he does those twists and those turns. What's he going to do here, Max? Right footer.
Right footer, I'd say it's going to go towards the centre.
Right footer, up and over the top. And it's far side for a behind. So Launceston, they continue to control play. 12-8-80, lead Lauderdale 6-7-43.
Very hard for Lauderdale to come back here, Macca. You know, they've got to double their score in, 18, 20 minutes?
I think we called it during the third. Fozzie was hopeful, but just the trends of the
Fair
game.
enough. Okay, front position. Hamish Leadham gets the fist away from the contest. Out now to Seymour. His kick semi-smothered. Back to Boyd. Little half-distance kick knocked away from Harper by McManus. Harper goes in again. Gets a little handball out to Taylor. Hooks the kick around. It might be too wide. Well, it's still in play. Denellen was in the contest there. And it's out of play. So 80 plays 43. They're playing 6 minutes. So Sid Park Radio will be here next week. Windsor Park, 1 o'clock on Saturday. Tassie Devils versus Sandringham Dragons. And we're here the week after for Launceston versus North Launceston. Boundary throw in. Now Seymour. Snaps on goal. Fletcher Seymour. I think that's a goal. Great reward for a fantastic game here at Windsor Park. That's his second to Seymour. The 13th for Launceston. 13-8-86. 6-7-43. And talk about a great season. And Fletcher Seymour, he's made the decision, Macca, to commit to footy over cricket.
Yep.
For the short term anyway. And it's certainly paying dividends.
Well, I said he's leading the equal leader with Hayden Smith in the Player of the Year award with 14 votes. And as Southern Cross tend to do, Max, they tend to listen to us and then give the votes. So I reckon 3 votes Fletcher Seymour, and we'll see it on the news this week.
Is there any chance of going higher if he keeps ways going?
No, but look, someone like him, young enough, another year in the TSL, he'd be one of those
The VFL,
VFL Devils players. He's got the body size to do it and a little bit more fitness. And look, he'd be a terrific player at VFL level. Ball up, Lauderdale. They're going to go back down the highway, and they're going to have their second loss inflicted upon them.
They've got the Tigers next week.
The Tigers next week.
Interesting contest.
Yeah, well, I think you've just seen the way that Launceston have done it. They've moved the ball fast. They've put pressure on Lauderdale. And Lauderdale just haven't been able to get the ball out of here. Here's the issue. Half-back flank. Just haven't been able to get there. This is Baker. Hasn't had many touches today, Nick Baker. But that one was another turnover to Holt, to Smith. Smith was set upon by Baker. Whether Baker's done a defensive role on Smith, he hasn't had as much free footy, Jake Smith. He's over the top, Burge, and Tyrrell just takes it across the line in front of Burge. And Alec Wright, so they've swapped ends of the ground, haven't they? Wright and Wiggins.
Yep.
Wiggins gone forward, Wright gone back. They've just done their roles today. All the Launceston players have played their roles. Polframan continues to sit out of the play a lot more this year, doesn't he? And he's out on that wing, and he's done well when he's been able to have some clear air in front of him. So you said he's coming back from an injury, is he, Polframan?
Yeah, he had a hot shoulder injury. He was out for a few weeks.
So could you see him playing a bit more midfield role come finals, Max?
Possibility, isn't it? Like he's just been eased back into it, a bit like Jay. So they've been well coached, not overplayed and put too much pressure on their bodies.
Free kick against Seymour to Burge on half forward flank. So Burge has got Siggins. Mentioning only taken one mark for the day. Siggins, well done, Vanderveld on the fist. That's what we like to see. The big Dutchman. We don't like seeing him kick it, Max, but we love it when he gets that big fist out and punches it.
He's at his best when he can defend.
He was out for a few weeks, and I think it upset the balance of their team. They were able to play more like Alec Wright forward and leave Vanderveld down back.
He's the oldest looking 24-year-old you'd see, and he plays footy like it. Hayden Smith over the top. Well done, Brendan Taylor again. Jeez, he's been good. This is McManus. Dances left, goes back right. Over the top, Karanaya. Left foot, has a look at the sticks. It's not going to get there. Could have been held, was Wiggins. On right, he still thinks he's held his Wiggins. Umpire says, just go and get the footy. And he's going to say, give it to me. It's going to be balled up about 15 metres out. Left forward pocket in front of the can bar. Geez, they're tough, those blokes in the can bar, Max.
And Launceston did really well then to get the numbers back for that loose ball. But I thought, who was it? Karen I probably could have done a bit more.
Burge could be taken high out of the clearance. Umpire says, no, give it to me. You went to ground.
Walsh, Macca.
Good call. Oh, cheapers. Can one of them just dye their hair or grow another couple of inches or something before I have to do them next? So I may now get them right. Apologies to the listeners and apologies to Mr. Burge and Mr. Walsh. You've had twice as many touches or half as many touches. I don't know which way it is today as Holt takes it out of bounds. Left forward pocket, of course. If you're want to tune into something after this, before the Tawns game, of course, the NTFAW game between the South Launceston Bulldogs and the Scottsdale Women. That's on after this. I think you'll find it online there somewhere, Foz.
Talking Sport Tasmania.
Talking Sport Tasmania, Rick Fontaine. Be a really good clash, and then once that's done, you can flick over and listen to Dave Mohr and Scotty Brown down at the Tawns tonight.
Big game at Elfin.
Last one for the season. Been a pretty long season for the Tawns. They've got rid of their coach in Washington, and this is going to be a free kick, and it's going to be a free kick to the Launceston player in the back pocket.
Jacob Boyd.
To Jacob Boyd, the youngster, been impressive again, done the job.
Goes wide, looking for Tyrrell. In fact, it was Taylor who takes the mark under a lot of pressure from Franklin.
And tells Franklin all about it too, and she's on.
There's a bit of after. The players going down like 9 pins. Kick to the centre of the ground, a dangerous one, but goes to Paul Freeman. They could be away here, the Blues. He dashes off, takes a bounce on the spongy turf. Little hit up kick there towards Thorpe, who marks. Long way out from goal.
I'll keep an eye on the afters. Harper's in there with Siggins. Two big boys going at it. Hayden Smith there, doing his big policing role.
Now there's still a bit of a melee in the back play. Thorpe just holds things up.
It's going to be a free kick and 50.
50.
Free kick. It's going to be a free kick from where it was and a 50.
So something's happened behind play.
Hayden Smith's remonstrating with the umpire.
Tell you what, Brennan Taylor was strong in that contest over there. Took a really strong mark against Nat Franklin.
Thorpe for 6.
So let's see how far out he is for our radio listeners. He's about 20 out, slightly right of centre. Probably should not miss. It's going to take all the time in the world. All that 30 seconds.
So that was a relayed free kick and a 50 for our radio listeners. And Mitch Thorpe's lining up for 6.
So Mitchell Thorpe, he'll be very happy with the performance today. We'll see if Chris can get a word with him post-game. And he comes.
Maxi's written it down.
It's another goal to Thorpe at 6 for the day. And that's their 14th. They've kicked the last 8 of this game at Windsor Park. And the number 9 there, the coach of the Lonnie Footy Club, has 6 on the board, Matthew McGee.
Yeah, well, as I said, I had a good chat to him before the game, and he was really excited by today. He gave themselves a really big chance. He just thought they had a really good couple of weeks, and he was happy with the team balance, and he was confident himself too. He said, I go well against Lauderdale. I've kicked a lot of goals on them, and he causes Darren Winter some headaches, and he's continued today with 6, Max.
He's in a very consistent 6. And
yeah, he's led up. I like the fact he's led up.
6-2 maybe.
We were critical last year in the finals that he just sat down inside the 50 too much, down inside the square. I think it was it was more of a coaching thing than what he really wanted to do, but he was told to do that, and it just didn't come off. They needed someone at centre half forward last year down at Belrive. Didn't happen. Free kick, centre square. Seymour tries to take the play on advantage, and here's Harper. Jeez, I'll tell you what, he's been resilient today because they have banged into him, they've tackled him, they've pushed him to the ground, Harper, and he's got up. This is another inside 50. Riley finds a front spot, lost his opponent in Edward Trapp, and now Riley's going to line up. So there are A-grade players. You know, I put A's and B's as I like to do, Foz. I put A's next to Blackberry and Mitch Thorpe and Joby Harper and Dylan Riley, and got a lot of B pluses as well, and they've all played well, Max.
Yeah, look, it's been a very team-orientated win, hasn't
Bristow,
it?
Seymour.
Bristow's been very good.
Riley, he goes back and he's kicked it. So Dylan Riley, that's his first for the day. He's 12th in 4 games. And it's pretty good when someone knocks on your door to Mitch Thorpe and says, look, coach, if you don't mind, I might just come back from the Meander Valley Suns. I think I can give something still to the TSL level. And he knocks on the door, back he comes, and I reckon Mitchell Thorpe says, yes, come in, please.
But their forward line looks so much more balanced than it did at the start of the year with Riley, also Thorpe, Blackberry. They've got plenty of avenues to go.
Well, they haven't even needed to play Blackberry as a midfielder, have they? He's just been a permanent small forward who pushes up high and then gets back in behind them. So, look, they played their role, done their job, and that's all Mitch Thorpe, the coach, can do. And they're away, 15-8-98. Lauderdale 6-7-43. What's that for? It's 55 points.
It is indeed, and we're back in the middle. Here goes Hayden Smith. He's tried his heart out all day. Swings round to the right boot. Up here towards right half forward. In the contest there was McManus, couldn't take the mark. Taken now by Tuthill. Smart handball over now towards Seymour. Waits on the handball now to Smith if he can pick it up. He can't do so. Back onto it now is Anderton, who gets tackled. It's a good handball away though to Siggins. Backwards to Trupp. Bit of a fumble. Doesn't get the good handball away. Now Smith does. To Riley. They're away now at half forward to Launceston. Little chip kick to Thorpe. Back now to Seymour, to Riley. Swings for goal. It's off to the right. It's coming back. It's going to bounce out of bounds.
They look... Sorry, you go, Max.
Yeah, sorry, no, just another motion of that play, isn't it? Just overlapped running. Hands. Another quick set of hands by Dylan Riley that you've mentioned a couple of times.
Yeah, look,
today,
it wasn't 15 to Mitch Thorpe there on the mark. That's why he played on.
Yeah.
Bounty throwing, Thorpe front position, nearly takes it, which Wilson does well. Gets it to Trupp, who's tackled straight away, no prior. It'll be a ball up.
A couple of little afters here as well. Lauderdale, just frustrated, I'd say it is for Lauderdale at this stage of the game. And
There'll be a kick given here.
There's still a bit of scruffing going on. Anyway, the ball up happens. Wish Wilson gets it back to Seymour. Releases to Bristow. Tries to get a snap on goal. He does now with the right foot. Tim Bristow. Mark nearly taken there by McGuinness. It's over the line for a behind.
I was going to say, boys, geez, Launceston look fit, Max. They look fit, don't they? Physically fit. They've ran a lot more than Lauderdale. They've tackled. And they look quicker. And as I said, get them on a fast track. You come finals time, they're going to be dangerous.
They are.
Long kick out from Raglione. Clears defensive 50 easily. Back of the contest. Taken there by Heavey. Gets on his right foot. Little kick to Wiggins. Wiggins attacking side of the wing. Swings around. Kicks up here looking for Elliott. He'll take the mark, will he? No. Well done by Jack Tuthill. Sees the ball out of bounds. And much the applause there of the crowd over on the far side. He gets up. He might have lost his boot there, I think, as a young Tuthill.
We better go over and see Groobs' inside 50 stats here. What is it? 9-2. He can hardly get the fingers out of the top. He's got the boonie on. Jesus, cold.
9-2. Lauderdale, Launceston's favour in this last quarter. Inside 50s. Here's Kerenua. Chance for Harper. Bullock's in. Gets tackled from behind by Siggins. Might have been holding the ball.
Yep, play on advantage.
Play on. I think that's Heavey's tired sort of kick. Goes nowhere. Little release on goal here now from Wiggins to the goal square. Chance here might be Elliott. Good spoil there once again from Tuthill. To Smith, to Wright. Wright's kick's not a great one. Touched by Anderton. Mitch Anderton for goal. Kicks one for Lauderdale. Their first one in the second half comes at the 17-minute mark, or 18-minute mark of this last quarter. And 7-7-49 Lauderdale. 15-9-99.
It's the only criticism I've got today of Launceston, Max, and that's this defensive 50 under pressure kick out. There's another, I reckon that's 4 now to Lauderdale turnovers. They just can't get the clearance going. It'd be better to, just kick it towards the boundary line and get deliberate out here or something, because at least then they've got time to set up. But I reckon that's 4 goals they've given to Lauderdale.
Minimum. And what Lauderdale have kicked, so they've got half their score from turnovers from just rushed kicks, and you're right. That's why you paid the big dollars, Matthew.
That's it. Centre ball up. It's been a great contest in the ruck today between Smith and Leadham. Harper been brilliant. Polframan's got better as the game's gone on that wing. Up against McManus. McManus gets there first. Can't take it. Lucas, the youngster, in and under. I love the way he goes in, does Toby Lucas, to the Blues down here at Windsor Park. And he'll take a ball up now. The two ruckmen will do battle again as they've done all day. Pretty even battle. Another clearance, Joby Harper. This time, no, he kicks it inside 50 and only goes as far as the Lauderdale defender. Back there. Raglione. So Raglione, top of the square, another turnover. Geez, they've been poor at it today too, Lauderdale. Taylor, play on advantage. Probably didn't need to take it because it's gone straight down the throat here of Saunders.
Saunders now at half-back. Launceston travel to North Hobart next week. North Hobart Oval is...
taken out of the contest was Bristow.
Play on.
No, it's a free kick to Bristow. It's a free kick to Bristow against Burge.
Okay, I think it might be 50 because Lauderdale continue with the play, but umpire gave them the benefit there.
He just slung him out of the way. If you look on the replay here, he just got him out of the play, trying to give Bryce Walsh his lookalike front spot.
Bristow coughs it straight up to Bell Chambers. Little kick now to Franklin. Franklin looks for an outlet now. He goes sideways to Anderton. Kicked the last goal. Anderton tries to send the ball. Getting a hand in there is Denellen. To Hodge. Kicks blindly. How's it going to bounce? Going to bounce for Thorpe. He collects it in. He snaps on goal to Mitch Thorpe. Is this number 7?
Lucky number.
It is. 7 goals to Mitch Thorpe. So a turnover at half-back there from Lauderdale. Jack Denellen got the hand on the ball. And Mitchell Thorpe has kicked 7 goals. And A great performance today, leading from the front as coach.
I've run out of room, Foz. I've had to go back to the left and put his fourth quarter goal in front of the first quarter.
16-9-105 to 7-7-49. Margin back out to 56 points.
Wow.
And Lauderdale next week, playing at home though. They play the Tigers, but things are tightening up a bit in the TSL. So that'll be a very interesting contest. Just on those progressive scores. Just go back here. And 66-29 North Launceston lead. And now Glenorchy have lengthened the lead to 36 points at North Hobart.
And the Richmond Tigers, Dave, 101-63 against Port Power, so they've come out on top. That's the final score there.
Looking dangerous and just building beautifully, your Tigers, Maxwell.
Just one game at a time, Matthew.
Keep a lid on it. Here's Burge out of the centre square. Gives it over the top.
Ratcliffe.
Inside 50, Ratcliffe finds Wiggins. Just haven't been able to do that enough today, Lauderdale. They haven't been able to get clear centre clearances and then haven't been able to connect with their forwards. But this time it's Wiggins. He takes a mark on a fairly good angle up against Van der Velde. So Wiggins, taking no time, comes in, kicks, and kicks truly. So Wiggins gets a consolation one at the end for Lauderdale. That's their 8th, Foz, is it? 8 goals, 755. Launceston 16-9. 105. So
All
Wiggins,
individual goal kickers too, Matthew, for Lauderdale today. So that's a positive. 8 goal kickers, but you want someone to be able to pop up and kick 2 or 3 or 4 as well.
I'm interested as to Alex Hill in the twos. I just think if he's fit or whatever, I just think him sitting down there in that hole, he's had some great battles on Mitch Thorpe. I know Thorpe's kicked a few on him, but I like Wiggins forward.
Alex
I really like Wiggins forward.
Alex Hill kicked a bag here a couple of years ago as well, so he's a sort of player that's handy for them come finals time. Anyway, Karanua gets the handball away, intercepted. Good work there from Harper. Now Seymour again, another inside 50. Riley front position, thumped away by Trupp. At the front and centre is Jay Blackberry, who launches for goal on the right foot. Phase to the left, one behind. 16-10-106. Plays 8-7-55.
Then 19th inside 50 for the quarter. So it's avalanche here at the moment. Launceston Blues.
Trupp goes far side into a contest with Smith. Can't take the mark. Roving well as McManus gets it to Karanua. Little handball to Ratcliffe. Over towards Burge. He takes the ball in traffic. Gets it back to Karanua. To McManus. Handball backwards is not great. Might come off those. Raglione takes it. One of the better players for Lauderdale. He goes over towards Smith, releases the handball to Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe, little left foot kick, leading up as Wiggins. Handball's off now towards Bell Chambers. Kick to Elliott on the lead up. Bell Chambers follows up his work. Gets his handball smothered. Casey Brown's there. Miller Hodge. Now McManus to Burge. It might have been Walsh.
It was Walsh.
Walsh was that time, and he's kicked a goal as Bryce Walsh. So a couple late for Lauderdale. And they just forced it forward there through weight of numbers and pressure. So 9-7-61 Lauderdale, 16-10-106. And is that 9 goal kickers now, boys?
It is.
For them.
Yep.
Yeah.
9 single goal kickers.
Yep.
Got some good individual efforts there from Lauderdale, and they're playing the game out.
They probably haven't done enough of that today, Lauderdale, like surge the ball forward. They just keep trying to look for kicks and turnover. Yeah. Whereas if they surge, they've got a good enough on ballers. If they surge and surge and surge and go, but obviously, you know, Launceston are well within their rights to probably drop off the pressure later here in the fourth quarter. 16-10-106 Launceston lead Lauderdale 9-7-61. So Launceston, they go along to 9-5 for the season. Lauderdale will slip to 12-2. Their top spot on the ladder's not under pressure though. What have they got? 2-game lead, Foz?
I think it's only one game now. One game. If
North Launceston win today, yes. So here's Burge over the top. Karanua. Left foot, up looking for Walsh. Walsh, quick hands inside. Give the play to Ratcliffe, over the top to Burge. Oh. It's been good today, Burge. In front, here's big Hayden Smith. Puts the jukes up and he's paid it. Got to pay it now. He's paid chopping the arms. So it's free kick advantage. And it's gone to Wiggins and it's a goal. So we thought it was a mark, but the umpire said it was chopping of the arms. So therefore the advantage was available. Wiggins swooped. In front of the can bar, he kicks his second for the quarter. And Lauderdale's 10th.
3 goals in 3 minutes for Lauderdale.
There a chance, you're telling me, Foz?
No, not anymore.
No chance.
But 39 points, so they're playing the game out.
Yeah.
But the damage has been done with, I think it was 9 straight goals that Launceston kicked there at one stage.
Yeah, well, it was a pretty even first quarter. The Bombers had the lead. They had the lead with 4 goals with the Breeze. The Breeze was a lot stronger than it is now. Really even. They had a 1-point lead at halftime, did the Bombers against the Blues, but then it was the Blues with 6 goals. They put everything to bed.
Siggins takes a bounce, kicks inside 50. Tyrrell should get back and mark this, and he does under pressure from Bill Chambers.
They do that well, Max, don't they? You see all those players, they were all the Launceston players were all defensive goal side, weren't they? They were all defensive goal side. Could have raffled it. They just read the play better today, have the half-backs and back line of Launceston Blues.
Tyrrell out of half-back now. Leadham can't take it. Handball from Williams is smothered. Vandervelde gets it to Seymour. He's on the boundary line, inside out, kicks a beauty. Finds Jake Smith. Handball straight away to the bootlace of Holt. Wasn't great. Holt puts his head down. He's tackled. He doesn't release it. Umpire says no prior. So it'll be a ball up. 26 minutes gone. Probably just a couple minutes left. Had a few goals in this quarter. As Taylor takes it. Gets his kick half smothered. Back to Smith. Smith now to Heavey. Little kick here towards Keranoia. Holt gets his body in. Taylor goes in hard. Keranoia again. Falls on top of the ball. Players tired as we get towards the end of this contest. And Launceston will go down to Hobart next week with a lot of confidence against the Demons. No pushovers these days. But let's start heavy favourites in that one as Leadham thumps it away towards Bryce Walsh. Releases the ball. Throws, says the umpire. Free kick Launceston. And it will go to Miller Hodge. Left half back. Decides to go back inside defensive 50 to Jack Tuthill. He's got Vandervelde if he wants him. He goes there now. Simon Vandervelde. So Vandervelde taking his full measure. Kicks down the line. Yeah, looking for Smith and then takes the mark and he's off and running as Jake Smith. Jake Smith, little chip sideways. Diving player, couldn't take the mark. That was Gillow. Getting dark over there. Away come Lauderdale. Kick misses Josh Williams, but in support now is Bryce Walsh. His kick smothered by Holt. Goes back to Walsh. Walsh for another goal. He kicked one a minute or so ago. It's going to bounce through for a behind. So one behind. 10-8-68 Lauderdale. Launceston 16-10 106. So takes out the siren is Matthew McGee.
Yeah, 29 minutes gone. Boyd goes long and deep. Oh, good mark. Really good mark, Pulfreman. You mentioned he's coming back from injury. He's just getting better as the game goes on. Playing that outside wing roll. And it was a great little hang late into the last quarter, Maxwell.
It was a great mark.
Finds Lucas with the kick. They've found space in that centre all day. Here's Taylor, one of the best for Launceston. He's fought hard and he's got touches. He's laid plenty of tackles today. You have to be up to a dozen plus. Thorpe, 7 goals, the superstar forward for Launceston. And the ball goes out of bounds off his boot, left forward pocket, just inside the 50.
The feature of today's game we haven't talked about is Launceston's field kicking. It's been superb.
Especially that kick into the 45,
yep.
in on the centre square there. Pulfreman's done it a few times. Jake Smith's done it a few times. Very skillful side, playing with real confidence now, the Blues. Got a really good list at the moment. Here's Killer Lee. Hands up. Harper outside of the boot. Joby Harper, party time. Joby Harper. Well, they've thrown everything at him today at the Lauderdale Bombers. But Harper, look, he's still running, Max. He's a Goliath. And Joby Harper has kicked 2 goals, one in the second and one in the last. That's a little outside banana. And he knew it was through. Thorpe knew it was through. And I reckon Coach Thorpe would be very, very impressed with Joby Harper today.
We've got Edward Trapp going off the ground, boys, with an injury there. He's been assisted by 2 trainers.
Oh, not good late, 30 minutes plus gone. And what a goal Joby Harper provided. Plenty of highlights today in this game. And Joby Harper with his second. He's just a genuine A-grade superstar, Joby Harper.
3.5 minutes gone. Taken by Smith. Been one of their better players, no doubt about that. But he's tackled this time by Harper. Holding the ball. Says umpire McEntee.
Oh, is he doing enough to get in the vote? Can you give 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Max?
Look, I've heard people on City Park Radio
Tried to do
that
previous.
before.
There's a siren.
There's a siren as Miller Hodge kicks the ball away. A great win. An outstanding win today to Launceston. You can hear the car horns blaring. 17-10, 112 Launceston. Lauderdale 10-8-68. Third gets over first. And that's a significant result in this year's TSL race for the premiership. They win by 44 points. Matthew, the goal kickers.
Oh, the goal kickers. Well, it was the Mitch Thorpe show with 7. He got 7. James Gillow bobbed up with 3 to win that all-important third quarter. 2 to Fletcher Seymour, 1 to Blackberry. 2 to Joby Harper, as well. 1 to Blackberry, 1 to Polthriman, and 1 to Dylan Riley. For Lauderdale, it was 2 to Ryan Wiggins, both in the last. 1 to Saunders, 1 to Siggins, 1 to Smith, 1 to Karanua, 1 to Anderton, 1 to Walsh, 1 to Burge, and 1 to Ethan Wilson. And as I see Grooves doing his best work over here, it was 15-8 inside 50s in that last quarter. 50-50 Grooves and the hit-outs. They're the 2 ruckmen battled all day in Leadham and Smith. But Max, a really, really impressive Launceston outfit. They come to play today, they got their list in, and they ran all over the top of what I would call was a pretty disappointing Lauderdale Bombers.
Yep, 100% right there, Mac. It was a great 4-quarter effort. Nothing in it at half-time, like you said earlier in your summary, and I think we're just going to cross over to the Chris Sayer now with Mitch Hills. Just Mitch Thorpe congratulating Windy and the Lauderdale coaching, and Chris has got Mitch Thorpe there with him now.
Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, I got Mitch Thorpe here, mate. Half-time, you took the boys behind closed doors into the Paul O'Donoghue Gymnasium. What did you tell them?
Much the same as last week. We had a strong platform in the game. We laid a pretty strong foundation, and we back our competitiveness the longer the game goes on. And the last fortnight we've probably seen that come to fruition.
Yeah, and a lot of great players. So you seem to have a really well-rounded side.
Yeah. No, we've been working on our balance and making sure we've got a good combination across the ground. We've got a lot of youth that needed a little bit of time to cut their teeth, but we're an extremely tight unit. We're a good team, and hopefully that helps us progress as the season goes on.
Highly rated, of course, by Darren Winter and the Lauderdale boys too.
Yeah, I mean they're a very good side. I'm sure we'll meet them again at some point, and they'll play a strong brand of footy like they did today for the first half. And credit to our boys, the second half we ran away with it.
Yeah, a couple of weeks, Demons next week, and then North Launceston back here. A couple of big weeks.
Yeah, I mean they're all big weeks. The reality is we are a developing side. We've got better as the season has gone on, and that's all I can ask. We've got a lot of goals we want to achieve this year, not only on the field but off it, and building a really strong foundation for the future is part of that.
Finally, 7 lazy goals. A good day for you.
Yeah, it's not all about me. I mean, this year we've really worked hard on our forward line functioning without me having to kick a large amount of goals. And today it was just my turn. Dill had a quiet day, and I was able to bob up. But Jimmy Gillow kicked another 3 today, and he just each week he's getting better and better. So, that's what our growth in our future in our team is guys like Jim Gillow.
Congratulations. Thanks for the chat.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
And just before we go back to you, boys upstairs, the guy that came off for Lauderdale at the end there. Trupp, yeah, I think it was just cramp. So he was walking around with a crutch, but I think they just couldn't get the cramp out of his leg. I don't think it's a very permanent injury. So great win by the Launceston Blues.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for your efforts on the boundary today.
Okay.
Cheers, mate. Boys, quick wrap up because I've got to go off to Elfin, so have a look at some of the stats. And
very quickly.
Maxi's 3, 2 and 1.
Very quickly, the hit-outs were, as I mentioned before, 50-50. Clearances were virtually 50-50 as well. Launceston got on top of the inside 50s, and the marks inside 50 were pretty even for the game in the end as well. Just a few of the individual stats winners for Launceston. Fletcher Seymour, 37 disposals. 9 clearances, 12 tackles, and 17 of those possessions were contested with 2 goals. Joby Harper, 30 possessions, including 12 in the last, 12 clearances, 18 contested possessions, also 2 goals. Timmy Bristow with 27, Brendan Taylor with 21, including 13 tackles, and 10 contested. Mitch Thorpe, 7 goals from his 19 possessions. Dylan Riley with 17. The youngster Boyd as well with 16. But look, a really comprehensive effort, I would say, from a Launceston outfit, Max.
Certainly was, Macca. It was just a rounded effort by 22 players out there today. A couple of them started pretty slow, but by the end of the game, they all contributed to a very solid win and setting themselves up for those last 4 or 5 rounds to have a real tilt at this season.
Now you've got to give you 3, 2 and 1. I reckon there's going to be one person that misses out, and I don't know which one it is. Good luck giving the 3, 2 and 1. Go.
Oh, geez, thanks. Okay.
Who do you give the 1 to?
I'm going to give the 1 to one of my favourites today, Brendan Taylor.
Oh, no.
And the guys that do miss out were probably Timmy Bristow and Joby Harper there. And 2. I'll give it to Mitch Thorpe for his bag of 7 goals. Led from the front today and played a real leader's game. And 3 votes to number 7 for Launceston Football Club, come from Clarence this year, Fletcher Seymour. A good return at the moment for a guy who had a promising cricket career, and now he's having a crack at the footy.
He's unlucky, Joby Harper, but no, good effort, Max. Someone had to miss out.
Okay, and Macca, just to finish with, before we sign off, great signs for Launceston. It really throws the TSL Premiership race wide open.
Yeah, look, it does. I mentioned a couple of times this game, I think that the faster the track, the better for Launceston. If they can run the footy like they did today, and those midfielders can go, then on a bell reef come finals time. Look, I think Launceston can be a real headache.
Final score at North Hobart, it was Glenorchy 14-13-97, defeated North Hobart 10-14-74. So margin of 23 points there. And the latest score we've got there at UCAS Stadium, Clarence doing okay. They're 4-12-36, but they're trailing North Launceston 9-13-67. Okay.
Yeah, look, Lauderdale go back home. Like we've mentioned, their outs, McGuinness and Gilby in particular. Nick Dodge didn't come up, but Josh McGuinness and Jacob Gilby back into that side. Yep. They can do anything. Of course, also hopefully they get the other youngster of the other youngster of the Tassie Mariner or the Tassie Devils player in McGuinness.
Oscar Shaw? No,
McGuinness.
Yeah,
McGuinness. Sorry, Matt McGuinness. Matt McGuinness. They'll also get Matt McGuinness back as well, I reckon, come finals time. So depending on how his season goes with the Devils.
And Mackie will be here in a couple of weeks with Launceston and North, and that'll be pretty fascinating.
Well, there's the question mark, isn't it? There's the question mark for Launceston. There's that little question mark, and they can't beat North Launceston.
There's a few bragging rights in that game, isn't there? And I'd encourage anyone who's in the area, and even if you're not, just to come along and have a look, because I reckon it'll be a cracker of a game. It'll be probably the best game between two Launceston-based sides for many years.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thanks for joining us today, Max.
My pleasure, David. As usual, good luck with the call at the basketball tonight. Go the Tawns.
Yeah, good luck to the South Launceston women and the Scottsdale women for a great clash in the NTFAW.
Thanks for joining us to Dave Gruber, who's the stats guy, Matthew McGee, Chris Sayer on the boundary, and thanks to Chris back in the studio. Thanks to our streamer here today, Ash Wilkes, and Jason Blundell, who's on the camera. So it's been a good team effort today. Hope you've enjoyed on the TSL live stream and on City Park Radio. Now from Windsor Park with the final score, Launceston 17-10-112, defeated Lauderdale 10-8-68. Bye for now.